football Friday night under the lights. It's Rainier Avenue Radio, once again broadcasting Metro League football. It is good to be back here again in Leon H. Brigham Field. Rick Dupree is in the house. He'll be doing play-by-play for you for the Rainier Beach versus Garfield game, which is coming up in a few minutes. The big guy, the legend, Edwin Bailey, in the house again. Mike Lloyd in the house again, going to do the Roosevelt versus Ballard game. Of course, Daniel Bellis. It is good to be back here, high school football, and I know Edwin and I were talking earlier, nothing else like it. And Mr. Bellis, we are starting this season. We didn't start the first two games. Can you give us a little update on what's been going on in the Metro League?
Yeah, and we can throw up the standings. We can throw up the standings real quick for you and see that right there. Oops, that's the wrong one. We want to look at, of course, the Mountain, because these are the teams that play in the Mountain Division. These are the teams that have a chance at the state championship. Eastside Catholic and O'Day are all undefeated at the top, as so is Roosevelt in league, although they lost a non-league game. But right now they are tied for first place. Rainier Beach is sitting in fourth place right now at 1-1, 1-2 on the year. Ballard in fifth, 1-1, 1-2 after Beach beat Ballard last week. And Blanchette and Garfield are tied for sixth. They have not won a league game yet. And Seattle Prep is also tied with them at 0-2 in league, 1-2 on the year. In the bottom division, if you will, there's been some changes because Lincoln has moved up to 4A, and a couple other teams have moved to 2A, including Chief Self, Nathan Hale, and Cleveland. So if you're talking about just the 3A, then it's just Ingram that's sitting at the top at 2-0. Franklin, after destroying Cleveland last night like 51-0, is now into second place in the Sound, 1-2, 1-3 overall, as well as West Seattle in third, Wakeside in fourth. In the 2A standings, Chief Self leads, Nathan Hale's in second, Cleveland sitting in third, and of course, Lincoln's in 4A, so they're not even ranked against the other Metro teams.
High school football, Metro League high school football, back at you again. Again, Rick Dupree and Edwin Bailey will be your play-by-play and color commentary hosts. Right now, I want to share a little information with you. At Rainier Avenue Radio, we are sponsoring a fentanyl awareness campaign. Fentanyl awareness. Here's what you need to know. That fentanyl is a powerful, fast-acting opioid that's basically used to manage pain. Regulated, legal fentanyl is used in the medical settings. Unregulated, illegal, illicit fentanyl is a street drug, often sold as prescription pills or powder. It's sometimes mixed into drugs like cocaine. Now, fentanyl is about 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine. Some of the street names fentanyl goes by are Blues, 30s, Finny or Fetty, Perks, Mexies, and Skittles. We're really directing this message at those who are between the age of 15 and 25. You know, some teens take fentanyl knowingly. Many more take it accidentally, mistaking fake pills laced with fentanyl for real prescription Adderall, Xanax, and Percocet. Most overdose deaths in Washington involve fentanyl. Knowing the facts can help us keep one another safer. So again, this is the start of our fentanyl awareness campaign, and we're going to be letting our youth in particular know about fentanyl and what it is.
Hello. It's simple, Tony B. Just say no. Just say no, Tony B.
All right, I am going to as the band plays the national anthem, I am going to pass the baton off here to Mr. Rick Dupree. And Edwin, can you hear me in those headphones?
Yes, sir, I can. I'm sure you can hear me now.
No.
You can't hear me?
Worked fine when I did it.
Can you hear Edwin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's about game time. And I am going to pass this headset off to Rick Dupree, who will be doing your play-by-play with Mr. Edwin Bailey. This is it. This is the kickoff. Friday night under the lights. We are back with high school football here at Leon H. Brigham Field Memorial Stadium.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. This is Rick Dupree along with the man himself, the legend, Edwin Bailey, 11-year Seahawk veteran.
You're too nice.
Yes, from South Carolina State by way of Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, as we call it. Savannah.
So, how you doing, big fella?
Hey, happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Is Edwin on? I'm not hearing him in my headphones. We'll get this. Yes, your headphones. Oh, my head. Woo, there we go. We're getting the headphones. Okay, I think we are good to go. So welcome to kickoff. Rainier Beach kicking off. And Garfield fields it at about the 23-yard line. And, boy, gang tackled there just past the 30-yard line. Edwin looks like out to about the 33 or so.
About 35.
And we are happy to be here under the sun, looking at the Space Needle here at Leon H. Brigham Field Stadium, best known as that here in Seattle, Washington. A lot of memories on this field, Edwin. My first varsity game, we had the ball on about the 18-yard line. They did a toss sweep left.
You didn't go the distance.
And they saw the end zone. Yes, I did. Woo, okay. So Garfield with the ball here, opening up the opening drive. New coaching staff for the Bulldogs this year.
Let's see here. Quick snap.
And handoff right up the middle, off the right side, I should say, and pick up of about a couple of yards. Try to get that number for you. Sun is in our faces, so hang in there with us.
He got 3.
So pick up, they're going to give him about 4 yards. Yeah, it started on the 36-yard line, it looks like, and out to the 40. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs. If you're just joining us, I'm Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey. Daniel B. behind the scenes will give you updates as well. And we are here at Memorial Stadium. A beautiful, beautiful evening, early evening here, Edwin. This is the kind of weather you want to play football in.
Kind of remind me of Georgia.
Yes, sir. Okay. That is Antoine Williams in the gun. Passes, finds a receiver off to the left side. That is number 18, Jonathan Bernez. And Bernez will be just short of the first down out to the 45-yard line. So pickup of about 5 yards for the Bulldogs. So can't complain about this. It'll be 3rd and 1. That's the kind of situation you like to be in.
Yeah, he could have carried that route just a little deeper. He could have carried that route just a little deeper.
All right.
And that would have been an easy pitch and catch.
Yes, indeed. So 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs on the 45-yard line. Game just opening up. 10:29 on the clock here in the first quarter. Handoff left side and breaks the tackle. Oh, but gang tackle there. Nowhere to go for Jazon Watkins-Jimerson, 5'9", 160-pound freshman. And he's going to be stopped for a loss. So let's see. The Bulldogs have a decision to make here. I think early in the game, now, Edwin, you're looking at a 4th and 2, so they're going to give him a yard lost at the 44. You got to punt it in this situation, I would think.
Yes.
And, yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yes, yes. I think there was a little more leverage to the right.
All right, so deep in the punt position and back to receive for Rainier Beach. I'll get that number for you in just a minute.
Whoa.
A low snap, but punter does a good job of fielding it. Ball hits down. It's going to roll down to the 20. And it may have been touched. Let's see. So the Bulldogs down it at the 19-yard line. Nope. The official saying it looked like it could have hit that RB player, but they're saying no. So Rainier Beach, the Vikings will take it over 1st and 10 on their own 19-yard line. So Edwin, you know, when you come into situation like this, opening game or early in the season, a lot of adrenaline flowing, and you know, you're hyped up, ready to go.
It shouldn't be too risky, you know, unless you got a couple of diehards.
Yeah. Yep. So the Vikings will take over 1st and 10. They got 2 receivers to the left, 1 wide to the right on the wide side of the field, 1 running back, single back there. And I believe the quarterback is number 15, Marcus Harrington Jr. So he settles his offensive line under center. You don't see that a lot. And you got a motion there, player in motion. Off to the lone running back, breaks the tackle, cuts it to the left, and he's got some room there to the 40, almost to the 45. Nice pickup there. And I believe that was number 5, Cassius Culpepper. Yeah.
They had some good blocking there, Rick.
Give me a second. I'll get the number. I don't think that's right.
They had some good blocking. They made some pretty good creases.
Looking, that may have been. We'll get that number for you in just a minute. I apologize. But nice pickup there for a 1st down out to the 44-yard line. So pickup of about 25 yards on that run.
I think I'll run the same thing again, Rick. I'll be my high school coach, Joe Turner.
Yeah, now in the gun. Hand off, a little mix-up. Ball's on the ground, and there's a mad rush, and it looks like Rainier Beach got on it. Boy, Rainier Beach dodged a bullet there. And I believe the running back is number 4, Vay Lindsay, if I'm not mistaken. 150-pound senior for the Vikings, had a nice run. So it was in the gun, the handoff there, and there were a couple Bulldogs coming right at him, but just not a good exchange there. The ball was on the turf. Rainier Beach lucky to get on it, but they lose. Was that 4, 5, 6, about 7 yards? So they're back at the 37-yard line.
He says a high school guy at 150 pounds. That's what I finished my Pop Warner weight was.
Hey, stop! Because I told you that was my high school playing weight, about 155. I was a buck 55.
Oh man!
All right, handoff up the middle, breaking a tackle. That is Lindsay again. And, boy, powering his way across the 40.
He got 3 on his own.
Yeah, little dude, but I tell you what, I like he kept them legs moving.
Yes, sir.
But, yeah, Edwin, I graduated at about 155. Then I got to UW. You know, I started out at Florida A&M, as you know. Then came to UW for spring. Got in that weight room, and a guy by the name of Al Roberts was my position coach.
Oh, yeah.
And Al would be there working out with us. Man, we'd do 10 sets of squats with 315, 10 reps, and Al was leading the way.
Oh, boy.
So I put on some weight. I got up to about 173 was my playing weight.
Boy. Well, at least you left FAMU. That's all that I care.
Come on, my beloved Rattlers. Come on, now.
I'm getting sick just looking at the orange out there.
So for those of you who don't know, Florida A&M, their colors are orange and green. And, of course, Edwin Bailey was the red and blue. And
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Crimson and blue, right?
No.
Okay. Correct me.
Garnet gray and blue.
Garnet gray?
And blue.
Well, what about the red? That was
That's
just the
garnet.
accent color?
That's
oh,
garnet.
That's garnet. Okay. I stand corrected. Of the
Hey.
South Carolina State Bulldogs.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk more about that in a minute. So we got a third down at about 13. And looking back at the receiver over the middle, overthrown, and it's going to be picked off. So interception there. I believe that is trying to see the number here. Is that number 0?
Number 4.
Well, he's holding his jersey up. If he pulls his jersey down. Number 6, I believe. He keeps holding the jersey up.
Yeah.
I think the interception was, if he will hold it. No, number 4. You're right, Edwin. Okay. So that was Zay Oryx Traxler with the interception for the Bulldogs. So the pass was just overthrown. Receiver was open across the middle, but the pass was just a little overthrown. And so the Bulldogs will take over the second possession on the 39-yard line. 7:31 left to play here in the first quarter. No score. Rainier Beach, Garfield. We are at Memorial Stadium live under the Space Needle. Handoff over to the left side and nowhere to go. Bo, running back breaks the tackle and still nowhere to go. Flag is going to go down. I believe that is number 21, Dresden Watkins Jimerson.
They might have a face mask.
Either, face mask or I was thinking maybe a hole, but you're right. There's nobody back there blocking. My man was trying to navigate around about 5. Orange filled in the all black, the black helmets, jerseys, and pants, and Rainier Beach all orange helmets, jerseys, and pants. And so let's see what the call is. I'm waiting on the official to give it to us, but it is going to be against Rainier. So about 5. So it's a 5-yard penalty. I'm not sure what the penalty was. I didn't hear or see the motion. Regardless, it'll be 1st and 5. So 5-yard penalty there against Rainier Beach. So Bulldogs dodge a bullet there because it would have been a big loss. All right, 1st and 5 at the 44. The toss, and that is number 21, Dresden Watkins. Jimerson, he's got some room across midfield, a first down, and into Rainier Beach territory, out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
Rick, it looks as if they're getting quite a bit of production out of both of these offensive tackles.
Yeah.
They're a couple of big young men.
And I tell you what, that's nice. I love that toss sweep, man. Come on, Edwin. You know, with USC, it's student body left, student body right. Come on.
Like my mom cooking on Sunday.
Yeah.
You just can't go wrong with it.
So Bulldogs 1st and 10 in Rainier Beach territory on the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. 7:03 left to go here in quarter number 1.
Come back this way with it.
Quarterback Antoine Williams looking. He's got a receiver. In and out of his hands. So it was there, but that was number 18, Jonathan Bernays. Couldn't hold on to it, the junior wide receiver.
He wasn't expecting the ball.
Yeah. You know, something I learned, man, Edwin, when I was working at Como TV and coming out and watching the Seahawks play, and there was a guy by the name of Steve Largent.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed about him, it didn't matter where the ball was, his head was going there, his eyes. He did not take his eyes off the football and looked it in always. And you could see him look down, look whatever. Man, and I mean, I learned a lot, you know, just watching him and how he
get his hands on the ball.
Okay. Good hit. So real quick pass from Williams to Bernays, but good hit there and a short gain on that. So it'll be 3rd and about 8 yards to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. So it's a good play, but I tell you what, Rainier Beach read that well and came up and made a good stop.
Yeah, he put his shoulder right in there.
So again, if you're just joining us, we are in our first broadcast here at Memorial Stadium. First of a doubleheader today. Excuse me. So 3rd and 8. Williams looking for a receiver. Almost picked off. I tell you what. That was, I believe, Kai Fields coming in, knocked it down.
Yeah, should have been a touchdown.
So that was a good play. Either Ty Fields or Zay Watkins. I'm not sure looking at the number. So forgive me, folks. We will get these numbers. It's a little bit hard. I was telling Edwin as we were walking in, I said, okay, the numbers, we can see them a little bit better. But now that the game started, they actually look a little harder, too. That may have something to do with my eyes being 60 something years old. But
well, I know that's the problem with mine.
Right. Okay.
The 60-year-old eyes, I can't see nothing now. And can't remember nothing from getting hit in the head playing football.
So the punt is off, high punt,
Good.
and it'll be a fair catch. And I don't know if I saw the receiver do a fair catch, but
I think he was adjusting.
the official called it. So.
Yeah.
So the Vikings will have it 1st and 10. Their second possession, ball is spotted on the 20-yard line, it looks like. And you can probably hear the Garfield band and their drum line. They are directly in front of us, or just a little bit to our right. But they always hype it up, Edwin, making it a little more exciting here at Memorial Stadium.
They will.
So fans starting to trickle in. We've got a few fans on both sides of the field at Rainier Beach with their second possession. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 6:04 left to play here in quarter number 1.
Oh, flag.
And we got a pre-snap whistle. Let's see what the call is. And Marcus Harrington Jr., the quarterback, number 15 for the Rainier Beach Vikings. Looks like it's going to be a false start. So that'll go back 5 yards. So the Vikings will start out 1st and 15 on their own 15-yard line. No score here at Memorial Stadium. Garfield, the Bulldogs, and the Vikings of Rainier Beach. I'm Rick Dupree along with the legend himself, Edwin Bailey. Daniel B. is pulling the switches or pushing the buttons. And off the left side, there's a big hole there. Cutting out to the 25 and brought down to the 30. Almost a first down there, and I believe that was number 11. Or is that 41? Hang with me.
He was one step from going the distance.
I think it was 41, Akeem Murph Jr. So big gain out to about the 29-yard line, pickup of about 14 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 1. So erase that illegal procedure. 2nd and 1. Hand off again, and in the backfield, breaks a tackle.
Got it.
And I think he got the first down.
They're having some problems with those cutoffs on the backside.
Yep, and I believe that is number 41, Akeem Murph Jr., 175-pound senior running back for the Vikings. So, yep, first down. And he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, Edwin, and he kept those legs moving and was able to break that tackle and get the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings on their own 31-yard line. 5:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Handoff, and I believe, cutting in and out, now to the right side. And breaking tackles, that is number 4, Vay Lindsay.
I'll tell you what now, number 54 blocked about 3 different people.
There's Prince Elise Atai. Okay, I'm going to just call him Prince.
Close
enough. I don't want to mess up his name, and if his parents are listening, I apologize for butchering the last name. So, but Prince with a good block there.
Well, Mom and Dad, he blocked 3 different people. Prince is a heck of a blocker.
All right, so 2nd down. Looking, we got a pre-snap whistle again. Let's see what the call is.
I tell you what, I'm glad they did, because this number, is that number 14 right there, number 11? He was running wide open by himself up the sideline.
Yeah, number 11 on the right side, wide side. And excuse me, I'm nursing the tail end of a cold, so got some hot tea here. I will try to work through it.
As long as it's cold and not COVID.
and this is Edwin hot tea, not a hot toddy. So, because we'd be in trouble. Cause I don't hold no liquor. I don't drink. So we'd be in trouble, bro.
I'm gonna start slurring and I'm gonna fall out the bleachers.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so 2nd and 2 to go. Ball's on the 39-yard line for the Vikings.
Okay, I'll go up top.
3 receivers
right
to the left, 1 to the right, single back.
I would go up top.
And looking to the left side. It's going to be intercepted. And, oh, he's going to go. It's going to be a pick six all the way. That is all the way about a 40-yard pick six. And the Bulldogs are on the scoreboard first. Zay Orex Traxler. My goodness. Or was that Jaleel James? I'll give you the correct number in just a minute. I believe that was number 9. And that is Jaleel James.
He did a good job of that.
So Jaleel James was there. And, yeah, the pass was just short, Edwin. And it looked like Jaleel James was the receiver, and he took it all the way untouched. And so Bulldogs on the scoreboard here first with 4:05 left to go in the first quarter, 6-0 over the Vikings. Yeah, those are the kind of mistakes you cannot make. It's tough. I mean, any quarterback and easy to sit up here and say, but you've got to you've got to see, the guy coming in the gap there in that open space, and so just totally missed his receiver, unfortunately.
Missed the receiver. Protection was kind of shoddy.
Okay, the snap is fumbled, but the holder picks it up and runs it in for the 2-point conversion. So the Bulldogs lead it 8-0.
Yes, they are. Well, they have already had 2 to bounce their way, so.
So the Bulldogs was a bad snap on the extra point, and the holder was able to get it and run it in. So that makes it score 8-0, 4:05 left to play here in the first quarter. Bulldogs leading it by a score of 8-0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, you can hear that Garfield band in the background. And we are here live at Memorial Stadium. Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey. First game of our doubleheader here tonight, and the first game of our broadcasting Metro League football each week for you. So nice little crowd starting to fill in here.
A very nice.
Edwin, I've said this before on the broadcast, that the game I remember most, and probably what many feel the greatest high school football game here, 76, Garfield and Blanchette. It was standing room only. And Rainier Beach, the return man, out to the 40. He's got some room to the 50, midfield, got a block, down to the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's going to go all the way. That is number 6.
Oh, no, Rick.
Is there a flag?
Oh, Rick.
No flag. I don't see a flag.
Right on the 30.
Is there a flag on the 30? I don't see it.
Let's see.
Okay, well, let's see if it's coming back. little pickup there. So we're talking 3rd and 5. Ball's on the 26-yard line. Got to get out to the 31. And the Vikings line up. They have twins right and twins left.
Man in the slot to the
Out,
right.
yep, out of the gun. Yeah, a little slot to the right. Good call. And one running back now got player motion coming to the left side.
There you go.
And Harrington looking to the left side. He's got a receiver wide
Right
open
in
right
there.
there, and he's going to have it. That's Kyle Jackson. And Kyle Jackson all the way out to the 37-yard line. It's going to be a first down. So Rainier Beach, again, their passing game, they're finding some holes in it looks like it's kind of a zone, I believe, that Garfield is running. So they've got the corners on the outside guys, but then they're playing way off on the inside guys, and Rainier Beach taking advantage of that.
They're hooking up. They're hooking up, and if they can get their hands on the ball and keep their hands on the ball, they could
Absolutely.
have
So
some success.
first 1:55 left to go, 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Handoff and off the left side, and got some room across midfield. Junior, and that'll be another first down for the Rainier Beach Vikings. Tell you what, the Vikings moving the football.
They are moving the football, I must admit.
You like to see that. And, Edwin, we saw this. I mean, two things we've noticed doing the years doing the games here. Number one, a lot of the high school teams running out of the gun, and number two, no huddle, kind of that hurry up offense. And Rainier Beach doing that. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Now cutting to the right again. That is Akeem Murph Jr. and he's got about, let's see where they spot it. They give him 3-4 yards. I will say 3 from the 49 to the 46. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Rainier Beach Vikings in Bulldog territory. Bulldogs leading it 8-0. Touchdown and 2-point conversion, and their touchdown came on a pick 6.
No huddle.
Okay, Harrington in the shotgun, looking to his right. He's got a receiver right over the middle. Oh, he's there, and it's going to be a touchdown. Oh, Edward, a touchdown-saving tackle. That was Daniel Haynes, and he had it and was cutting. Boy, I tell you what, that was a great touchdown-saving tackle, and I believe that was, looked like it was number 1, Mitchell.
Let's see.
I think.
15?
Was it 15? 15 is Rudy Collar. I thought that was number 1, Mitch Mitchell. We'll see. Either way, touchdown saving tackle, but
Yes,
the Vikings have it on the 16-yard line. Looks like 1st and 10. Oh, pre-snap flag. Let's see what the call is. Some movement on the offensive side, likely.
Alignment.
Oh,
issues,
yep.
more likely.
So the alignment, you got to get that right. And you see in the pros, man, they're moving around, not getting the line, not getting enough guys on the line. Come on, Edwin. Those are things at that level you can't.
It's like you're not even in the meeting.
Right, exactly.
You're not paying attention to details.
Yeah.
And if you're going from the line of scrimmage, you better be paying attention.
Right.
But again, as I say all the time, it's a brand new day, right?
Oh, come on, man.
It's a brand new day.
Oh, and it looks like I think they may be picking up the flag because the official was waving the flag. So I think they may be picking now, saying timeout by Rainier Beach. So the Vikings may have called timeout. Yeah, before it looks like they're doing that. But yeah, Edwin, you make a good point. I mean, it is a new day, but those are little things. I mean, that level, and I remember, University of Washington under Don James, and people ask me, what do you, what was it like playing, under Don James? And I tell people I've never been around somebody more meticulous and paying attention to detail. But we used to go through the kicking game, and you would run it again and again and again. That's where, he talked about that's the difference where you win or lose a game.
Making a difference.
Yeah. And I mean, Mondays was we would have the splice, all of the kicking game, every single, was it punt, kickoff, return, whatever, and he would critique every single kicking game play, every single one.
In detail.
Yes, in detail. Well, come on, man.
I played under a guy that's kind of.
And handoff, and that I believe that is number 0, Zay Watkins.
Oh, the ball came out, but I think he hit the ground.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if they're going to say he was down. Yeah, I think they're spotting it nope. Yeah, they're saying, I believe, he was down. So about a 4-yard pickup for Watkins. And let's see. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and 6 at the Is that the 12-yard line, roughly? Got to get all the way down to about the 6-yard line for a first down.
Rick, I played for Willie Jeffries at South Carolina State. Willie Jeffries and Bill Davis. Pay attention to details. You know, the little things are equally as important as the big things.
Come on, man.
Oh, I've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
So you can't make these mistakes if you want to be a winner.
Well, yeah, that's the difference between a championship team and not. And it's those little things you think are little, but they're not that little. And the attention to detail, like I said, Don James would sit up in the tower, and he critiqued everything. He coached the coaches, and then the coaches coached us. So I had the relationship with Al Roberts, my position coach, but knew a lot of the other position coaches as well. You know, Gary Pinkel was a receivers coach, John Pease, defensive line, Jim Lambright. I mean, you know, we had, Trent Walters, I think, was a DB. I mean, we had a stellar coaching staff, all that went on to do some great things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But, again, that attention to detail. And Don, I'll never forget this, man. We were playing in the Aloha Bowl, the inaugural Aloha Bowl, Christmas Day in Honolulu, Hawaii. Now, I'm running, I think I was fourth-string running back, so I'm like, pardon my grandma, I ain't playing. So we used to have to wear the stirrup socks. You know the baseballs have the knit. Man, to be in Hawaii, it's hot. I'm like, I'm on the bench. And so Don walks past me in the locker room, doesn't look at me, just passes by and he says, Rick, you better get some stirrups on if you want to go out on the field. I'm like, what in the world? How did he notice that?
Hey, man.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what they do.
Come on, man. Yeah, he didn't play. So the timeout here with 10 seconds left, and the officials are at midfield with, it looks like, the captains and the coaches. And so some discussion going on. So I'm not sure, Edwin, because, again, it looked like there was a penalty and they picked up the flag. The penalty flag. And so I'm not sure what the discussion is here. I mean, I didn't see anything, but, from here, from our vantage point, I didn't see anything that looked like there was, unsportsmanlike conduct or whatever, so I'm not sure. But again, if you're just joining us here on Rainier Avenue Radio, I am Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey, and we are giving you game number 1 of our doubleheader here today. And want to remind you, we got a couple of announcements here, and we are on a fentanyl awareness campaign, and I know obviously that is a tough subject, but fentanyl is a powerful, fast-acting opioid used to manage pain. Regulated legally, fentanyl is used in medical settings, but unregulated, fentanyl is a street drug often sold as a fake prescription or a powder in a pill or powder form, sometimes mixed into drugs like cocaine or MDMA. Fentanyl is about 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine. Some of the street names are, Blues 30s or M30s, Finny or Fetty, Perks, Mexis, Skittles. So a lot of different names for it. Some teams take it knowingly, many take it accidentally. So just want to raise that awareness. We'll have this fentanyl campaign going on here on Rainier Avenue Radio. I want you to be aware of this. Most overdose deaths in Washington involve fentanyl. So knowing the facts can help, us keep each other safe. So just make sure that you are kind of aware. The oxycodone, but again, and one of the reasons, because all of the information out there saying it is easily addictive, just not wanting to even take that chance. I was very fortunate. After a couple of days, I did not need any pain medication. It was a very smooth, surgery. But I tell you, it is again out there on the street, and oftentimes it is disguised, and we're seeing a lot of ODs.
Well, Rick, I'm going to go old school on you. Just say no.
What's that?
Just say no.
Just say no. Yeah. And that may seem, but I mean, yes, come on now.
Sounds simple, but that's what they used to tell us. Just say no.
Yeah, well, that's important. So young people and others alike, I mean, just be aware of that. But if you're taking a prescription, know that you got to be careful with that. Okay, handoff, and that is number 41. That is Akeem Murph Jr. to the right side and makes a couple nice little moves. He's inside the 10-yard line, pick up about maybe 3. So that's going to make it 3rd and about 2. It looks like the ball's on in between the
Rick,
8 and 9-yard line. Got to get down to about the 7.
for the first down.
Yep. They get a first down here.
I'd
So
go
under
back-
center again.
I'd go back that way again.
Yep,
There you
and they
go.
did. Right side, and he's
First
inside the
down.
5 all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Again, that is Akeem Murph Jr. And I tell you what, man, right now I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Rainier Beach offensive line. They're getting some push, giving their running back some room.
They're rolling off the ball. You gotta like that. If you know anything about football, you gotta love that.
Yes, indeed.
I love it.
I know you do. Okay, first and go at the 2-yard line. And handoff again to the right side to Murph Jr.
Touchdown.
And he's going to be a touchdown. Rainier Beach, the Vikings on the scoreboard here at the start of the second quarter.
It ran the same play 3 times.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what, Ed, we've talked about this before. If it's working, come on. If it is working.
If it's working, do it.
Yep. So, again, that is Akeem Murph Jr., 2-yard touchdown run, getting the Vikings on the scoreboard.
I tell you what, Rick, look at the size of the right side of that offensive line.
Them some
them ain't no kids.
right. They got a little meat on them bones
at
up in there. I'm looking at was
is
it
that-
50? What is that on the
87 or 67?
Yeah, man. Come on now.
Let's see what they gonna
Okay,
do
so
this
Rainier
time.
Beach going for 2. They got 2 running backs. Fake the handoff. And looking, got a receiver there, and it's going to be good. Or I should say extra point. The 2-point is good. So Rainier Beach, because Garfield had that wanting to tie it up, a good call there, and they get the 2-point conversion. So with only about 36 seconds into quarter number 2, the Vikings tied up 8-8 here
8-8.
at Memorial Stadium.
8-8.
So, Edwin, also want to remind our listeners that the Columbia City Haunted Theater is coming up. It'll be open noon until 6 on October 19th and the 26th, and then from 4 to 7 p.m. on the 28th, Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st. Columbia City Haunted Theater costume party will be from 7:30 to 10 p.m., and it's 21 and over and features a live band. So come check that out and have a lot of fun. Also, we're looking for volunteers needed for the Columbia City Haunted Theater. So join us for a youth-friendly spooky adventure.
No, thank you, Rick.
Excuse me, at the Columbia City Theater.
My wife is out of town, and I'm home by myself. I have to sleep with the front door.
Yeah, you're gonna have some candy there for the little babies coming over.
No, to give it to the booger man.
Have the candy there, keep the boogeyman away.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm scared of the booger man.
No, that's right. But if you are interested in volunteering your time, your skills, you can call us at 206-290-9685 or email Rainier Avenue Radio.world@gmail.com and let us know that you're interested in volunteering at the Columbia City, haunted house.
Oh, that's not a good kick.
Okay, kick is fielded at about the 18-yard line and coming around, giving a little bit of room. Oh, nowhere to go. And I'll tell you what, that was number 21, Dresden Watkins Jimerson.
I think he got some face mask on that, Rick.
Yep, we got a flag down on about the 17-yard line, so we'll see what the call is there. So Watkins Jimerson trying to create something, had it on the left side, came to the right, and just not a lot of room. Good coverage there, Edwin, by the Vikings coming down.
Yeah, they stayed in their lanes and they ran the whole way.
So speaking of kickoffs, tell me, what's your take on the new kickoff rule for the NFL?
Okay, Rick, you just stumped me. Now, what is the new rule?
So now they have the kicker lined up, and the line is up. I'm trying to remember the yard lines that they're on now, but they kick it and they can't go until the receiver gets the ball.
The ball, okay.
Yeah, and so I mean, again, I get it, and I applaud the NFL for doing things to try to cut down on injuries, but
I think that's being somewhat biased.
Yeah.
You know, you holding up, waiting for them to try.
So that was Mitchell on the right side, left side, I should say, and he's hit from behind. And Edwin, I don't think he got. Lost
I don't
about.
think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so lost back to the 8 or 7 yard line. So loss of about a yard and a half, 2 yards. So the Bulldogs, after that kickoff, have the ball on the 9. Now loss of 2 back to the 7. So it'll be 2nd and 12 to go, deep in their own territory. But yeah, it's you know, I again, like I said, I applaud the NFL really doing a lot to try to curb the injuries. I mean, it's a violent game. You're going to get injured, but if you can cut down on the serious injuries, and on the right side there, and that was again Watkins Jimerson, and he's going to have a nice little pickup across. Let's see where they mark it across the team, almost the 15-yard line.
Yes, sir.
So pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards. So that'll make it 3rd and 6.
If they started out with that play, they'd be on first down.
Yeah. So he's actually, well, I'm looking at the down marker and the yard markers, and that's not halfway. They're saying on the scoreboard 3rd and 5, but I'm going to call it 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's more than 5. Yeah.
So the Bulldogs trips to the left, one receiver to the right, single back in the backfield.
Slot receiver.
And looking to his right, the quarterback, and he's gonna get sacked. Antoine Williams Jr.
Man.
And held the ball just a little bit too long. But you know what, Edwin? I tell you this: I would rather take the sack and punt it than try to force it. Get rid of So again, a good play there. Only a 9th grader.
Wow.
And so at 6'4", 192, Edwin. As a 9th grader, he got some growing to do.
192. I like him.
Yes, indeed.
Because he should be a grown man here in about a year or two.
Tell you, I'm still trying to get to. Well, now they're telling me. Well, I ain't even gonna say. You know, I've been 5'7" all my life, and in the last 3 years, when I go in, man, and they measure you for physical, and she like, high snap, and the punter, great job by the punter to get it off. Let me tell you, Edwin, it was a high snap. Ball's gonna be fielded by Rainier Beach. And he's still on his feet. That's number 6. And couple flags down.
Oh, that's a bad call.
He's going to go all the way, but I think it's coming back. There was some.
That's
it's coming back. And I don't have a number 6 on the roster, so I apologize, folks. I'm not sure who that was. Fielded the ball, broke a couple tackles, went from his left to the right, and about 38, 39 yards, took it all the way in. But there were a couple. It looked like what we used to call the crackback block.
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is, the kid worked hard to get his head in front of him.
Yeah.
And he got his head in front of him.
Well, and that's the thing, Edwin. There's been some hits, even in the NFL, I've seen where guys have made sure not to lead with the head. They've got the head to the side, shoulder back, and they've been called.
And still get called.
Yeah, so still, again, like I said, applaud the NFL and on down, trying to make the game safer. And it's a transition. It's going to be a little bit difficult, even at this level, when you're translating these new rules and seeing out there what looks like you thought was maybe wasn't what it looked like,
Yes.
So, but again, we were talking about this earlier. You're seeing some of the NFL players now wear the padded over the helmets that they're wearing in practice. Yeah, but some are saying, hey, I want to wear it in the game, and I tell you what, I don't blame them. I'm not mad at them. If it doesn't add, any weight and it causes any problem, that come on.
If they okayed you to wear it in practice,
yes, yeah,
well, you should be able to wear it.
There
in
you
the
go.
game.
And starting to see a few players, not a lot, but a few players.
Yeah.
But I think that again, I tell people, I'm a little dude, you're much bigger, but regardless of our size, this is a violent game, and I tell people it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when you're going to get injured. I mean, that's just the nature of it. It is a
contact sport.
Yeah, it's a contact sport. With that said, the things that they're doing these days to try to reduce the risk, I think is really positive.
Yes.
And I like that, especially injuries to the head. Because you look at, and you look at the stats of guys like Junior Seau and many of the others that, again, with CTE and the impact, that has had on them from, the head injuries and the head. I mean, I think, man, I'm sure I had multiple concussions, dude. And you get up and a little dizzy, you get up, okay, I'm good, let's go. So I feel fortunate that at 62, and my family may argue differently, but that I'm in my right mind.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's unique. when you wake up early Monday morning, you don't know if you won, lose, or draw.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're asking all these questions, and your family looking at you like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Right.
Hey, man, I've been hitting the head that been concussed.
Yes, no doubt. Zay Watkins takes it on the right side and picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards across midfield to the Garfield 49. So about to pick up a 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Tie score here, 8-8, 8:34 left to go in the first quarter. First half, rather. First half, we're in the second quarter. But, yeah, Ed, when you make a good point, I mean, you go back in our day, and, I was 3 years behind you, but we didn't have the safety measures that you have now. And you even look at the advancement in the protocols with injuries, and that is Vay Lindsay, and Lindsay's going to be stopped for about a 4-yard loss. Man, he got the ball there on the left side and nowhere to go. A number of black jerseys, and including them was Mitch, as well as Jay Mitch, I guess. I don't know if I pronounce it Mitch.
Yeah.
Mitch, number 1 for Garfield, and a few other guys. But yeah, again, we didn't have the safety, measures in the protocol. Now you look at the concussion protocol, and you look at Tagovailoa, the quarterback for Miami. I mean, that's of concern, man. He's had multiple concussions.
They pulling him off the field.
Yeah. Oh, big hit from the blind side. That was a Brian Hurd coming in and hitting quarterback James Siva.
Wow.
And that's going to be
that was a big
let's
hit.
see. I think they were saying he was arm in motion, incomplete pass. So it's that's what. But man, big hit there coming in. So great defensive play. That's going to force a 4th down. It's going to force a punt. Ball on the 47. 7:15 left to play. Ball is on the 47-yard line. So the Vikings will punt it away to the Bulldog. Looks like Mitchell is back to receive it. But yeah, Edwin, again, I just think, and I don't mean to belabor the point, but we've seen the changes in the game and the changes in both protocols around head injuries and protocols, and I'll give a good example, a personal example, but around just where we've come as far as surgeries and rehab. So I'll give you a good example. When I injured my knee, 1987, playing arena football, had the surgery, and they gave me a Velcro splint, but I wasn't to move the knee for 6 weeks.
Right.
And then they were going to have me come into physical therapy. And at 5 weeks, they called me and said, we need to get you in. So the protocol changed, and it went from this 6-week period or whatever it was to they're moving the knee, with the mechanical thing, to get that range of motion.
Right.
And I look at my hip. I had my right hip replaced in 2018, and the left hip done, like I said, on July 22nd, and the recovery time was twice as fast. And my sister-in-law is a nurse, and she said, well, that doesn't surprise me with the advancements in the 6 years.
Right.
So it's so much is improving, and, for the protection of the players and being able to come back from injuries, it's a big difference.
Hey, Rick, it's what's going on.
All right, so back is Antoine Williams Jr. Nowhere to look for a receiver, nowhere to go, so he scrambles to his left and taken out of bounds, maybe a yard gain. So good choice there again, not forcing the ball, not having anywhere to throw it. He scrambles, and maybe half a yard if that.
Maybe half a yard.
Yeah, but you know what? Didn't take a loss and didn't turn it over. So live to have a 2nd down and got the ball. So the Bulldogs 2nd down on about their own 19-yard line. Tie score here if you just joined us, 8-8. Both teams scored and got 2-point conversions. The Bulldogs had a bad snap on the PAT, but the holder did a great job of running it in, and then Rainier Beach scored, and they did an intentional 2-point. Okay, back in Williams going to be sacked. Oh, my goodness, nowhere to go. And that was a big body that tackled him there. I'm looking at trying to get the number of that big young man. I think it's 65, DJ Shaw, Edwin. And are you ready for this? Weighs in at 335.
And that's just the baby.
So sack loss back to the 13-yard line. Actually, they say on the scoreboard it says the 12-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 16 for the Bulldogs. 6:51 left to go here in quarter number 1. And At some point, I'll check in with Daniel Bellis to see if we have any scores, and we'll check in with him. But right now, a timeout on the field. 6:51 left to go in the first half. Tie game 8-8. Bulldogs have a 3rd and 16, ball on their own 12-yard line. But for the tail of the game, Bulldogs have not moved the ball a lot offensively very well. Rainier Beach has moved the ball more fluidly and took a drive down and capped it off with a 2-yard touchdown run by Murph Jr. to tie the score. Bulldogs scored on a pick 6. And so, again, here we are, tie score. Our first game here on Rainier Avenue Radio, not only our first game of a doubleheader, but also the first game of our 2024 season. So appreciate you joining us here. I'm Rick Dupree along with Edwin Bailey, 11-year NFL veteran with the Seahawks by way of South Carolina State.
I sure enough wouldn't want to be out there against number 65 out there.
Yeah, that's a big boy, man.
That's a big old
300 and change.
Look at it holding him.
Another. Ooh.
Yeah, it was holding.
Tell you what. Yeah. Oh,
right
the hold. So Rainier Beach, great job getting pressure on the QB, and Antoine Williams Jr. nowhere to go. But there is a flag back at about the 2-yard line, so they're undoubtedly is going to be a hold. Let's see if it's official. Yep, that's what they call.
Hey, man.
I would decline it because you got 4th down. They got long way to go. Yeah, they decline it.
That number 65 is a big old young man.
Yeah. Well, I told you, man. He's weighing in on the score on the roster here. 335. He's a junior.
I'd rather buy him shoes than buy him something to eat.
I know that's right. DJ Shaw. And he's not that tall. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell here. He's probably good. He probably is good 6 something.
6'2"?
Yeah. 335.
But he's so wide.
Yes, indeed.
But
and can move.
And he leveraged and play good football.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be another one that I'll be informing the Bulldogs of South Carolina State about.
And Edwin, I appreciate you, man. You really pushing local athletes here, trying to open the door for them to be recognized by HBCUs. And it's interesting. I was talking to you on the drive down here. Amazon Prime has a new special called The Evolution of the Black Quarterback.
Okay.
And Michael Vick is hosting it and what have you. But I watched the first episode last night, and the punt is off. And it's going to be a short kick coming down at about the 35. Good bounce. It's going to be fielded right there to spin. Still on his feet is number 6.
That's good.
And I apologize again. I don't have a number 6 on the roster, so I'm not sure who that is for Rainier Beach. If you are listening and go ahead and you can message us in, and Daniel Bellis will get that to me. But anyway, I watched episode number 1 last night, Edwin, and a great job of giving context around the black quarterback and the racism that was evident in the NFL, preventing black quarterbacks and how that has evolved. And now you have probably close to half of the NFL quarterbacks, and they're setting the standard, are black.
Okay, well, let me go to bat for my NFL brothers.
Yes.
It was just as bad at the college level, just as bad at the high school level, the Pop Warner level.
Yeah.
All of that was bad. They had already decided who's going to be quarterback or
Right.
who can be quarterback. The same thing as I always say that went for offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, the thinking man's position, they talk about those positions in the middle, and the thinking man's position, the middle of the line, and the quarterback, the middle linebacker.
That's it.
All right, the pass on. Oh, and it's picked up. Great pickup. Oh, I tell you what, Peter Mamoy, the third, I believe it is, number 8. If I'm not mistaken, man, he went up and got that interception. So the second interception for the Bulldogs. And Peter, 5'6" senior, and his position listed as athlete. And we saw that athleticism.
Yes, I hope that he's on the basketball team.
Yeah. So Garfield with the interception, their second of the night, and they will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. But yeah, Edwin, going back to HBCUs, and they talked about not only quarterbacks coming out of HBCUs, and Doug Williams obviously out of Grambling,
Yes.
and the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, to lead a team to a Super Bowl win. But you talked about, and we've talked about this before, all of the great players coming out of HBCUs, and I love your story. Number one, Willie Jeffries, first black man to coach at a D1 PWI, but was your coach at South Carolina State. Your year coming out was what year did you come out of? 1980. And you had 5 guys off of your roster
that got drafted.
that got drafted.
And
I mean, that's incredible.
And 7 of us made it.
7 and then some free. So pressure on Garfield QB, and he's going to make a nice little run on the
flag.
Antoine Williams Jr. So
There
gets
you
away.
go.
Yep, flag on the side. So I
Yep.
think a late hit on the sideline there. Antoine Williams Jr. Again, he's only a freshman, Edwin, making some good decisions, not
Great
trying to force the ball, tucking it. And again, I would rather you take a sack, you get maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Yes.
But again, you live to have another down.
Live to play another day.
Yeah. So the coach talking to him on the sideline there. Yeah, you can see he is all of 6'4", that young man. Again, Antoine Williams Jr., 6'4", 192-pound freshman listed on the. So yeah, was that unsportsmanlike? He hit the quarterback after he was out of bounds. And again, that wasn't intentional or flagrant, but again, and that's part of this difficulty of the rule changes. You're coming in, you're flying in, and you got to pull back, and that's tough.
Yeah, well, that kid didn't know where he was on the field.
Right, exactly.
That's one thing.
Yeah, it's not like he was 5 yards, beyond the sideline there.
Yes.
So with the penalty, Bulldogs now have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 45. 6:18 left to go here in the first half. Tie score 8-8. Low snap, it's on the ground, and Williams does a good job. I tell you what, I like this kid. He just fell on it and made sure that they had the ball. Didn't try to pick it up. He had a few orange jerseys coming at him.
Yes, sir.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing in this young quarterback, just his maturity and his decision making. I can see why head coach Curtis Wells Jr. Has selected him as his starter.
Yep. That's on the center.
Yeah, because that snap was
Ball
was
low,
dribbling. Yeah, it was dribbling
and
all
away.
the way on the turf. They're coming back to Williams. So again, if you just joined us, clock is moving. 5:35 left to go in the first half. Tie score 8-8. Garfield and Rainier Beach. Williams motions one of his receivers to come in motion and then hands him the ball, but he has nowhere to go. That's Mitchell.
That was a heck of a play by that kid.
Yeah, coming up, and I believe for Rainier Beach making the stop there, that was number 19, Yusef Parrish. And Parrish coming up and making the stop.
He contained it, kept it to his inside, made the play.
So the Bulldogs got a long.
Wow.
Yeah, again, you don't want to have 3rd and 26, but the alternative over in your own territory. So you got a chance. for the World's Fair, but one Richard Allen Dupree was born on April 30th. So.
Oh, wow. That was a great year for the state of Washington.
Yes, indeed. All right. Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the 26. Handoff up the middle and nowhere. Oh, breaking the tackle. And I'll tell you what, Isaiah
That fella can run a
Pelupelu.
football.
I believe that was 21.
He did a good job with that.
Okay, lost the shoe. Yeah, that was Pelupelu, 188-pound senior running back, and nice little bit of running. I should have been lost, and he got 2 yards out of it, so it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs at their 28-yard line, it looks like. And it looks like coming in at running back Vay Lindsay. Or check that. I'm sorry. I was looking at the Rainier Beach roster. Forgive me. So that was number 21, Dresden Watkins Jimerson with the run. Forgive me, Watkins Jimerson. Now Williams looking to his left and had a receiver open, Rudy Caller, but was not able to make the connection there. So incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. 2:41 left to go here in quarter number 2.
If that young man would have came out of that break running, he would have ran right into that football.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And, you know, that you're young. You know, trying to help young guys, especially at receiver and DB. I mean, there's things you need to learn. Like you said, you're coming out of the break, you're hitting it. The quarterback's usually throwing to a spot, and he expects you to be there. And as a DB, understanding, you know, you got to have a little bit of a cushion, but you can't let them cross your face. Because once they cross your face, he can go left or right, and he's got to step on you.
He's gone.
So little things like that you know, you want to learn at a young age. Rush coming in. Oh, and a great rush. That was number 8, Ray Proctor Mills Jr. with the sack. And I tell you what,
Number 74 was out there, and he went outside to a defender that wasn't there, and the kid hit it inside. There you go. Is that it? No.
So nothing there. Okay, so that's a loss back to the 20-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th down. Bulldogs will have to punt it away.
Wow.
Man, I tell you, yeah, he came shot in there.
Like a rocket.
You know, senior linebacker tight end for the Rainier Beach Vikings. So timeout on the field here. Coach is roster deep at about the Garfield 46-yard line to receive the punt. So the snap. Oh, and it goes to the hands of the punter. And he's going to, he got on it. It's going to be a safety. Boy, I tell you what, he almost didn't get on it. It was almost a touchdown. So that's going to be a safety with 2:27 left. And again, the punter was not able to handle the snap. And went into the end zone, but he did a good job, Edwin, of getting on the ball to avoid a touchdown. Yeah.
Stayed under control.
So Rainier Beach now with a 10-8 lead with 2:27 left to play in the first half. And Rainier Beach really has been the aggressor and kind of dominated, even though Garfield got on the scoreboard first with the pick 6. Rainier Beach has moved the ball pretty well, both on the ground and through the air. And defensively, they have contained Garfield's offense.
They have been consistent.
So, as is the high school rule, Garfield will kick it from the 20-yard line, and the place kicker will set the ball on the tee. And I believe that is number 45, Arden Liffman. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I'm going to say, I know I'm not the best counter in the world.
Yeah, Edwin, you're getting 12 players there on Garfield. Again, I talk about Don James and UW. We went through that. It was like you had a hands team, you had receiving team, you know, and you receiving team out, hands team. You know, they would go back and forth. You would call it, and you had to know where you are. Okay, so the kick goes to Rainier Beach player. He kind of hands it off to number 1, Maceo Rivers.
Good return.
Maceo Rivers, forgive me. And Maceo takes it all the way back to
49, look like.
Yeah, across midfield.
Yeah.
And
48.
I will say hello to Maceo's parents. I know them, and his mother. So Maceo with the return there to the 48-yard line. Nicole Franklin is a young lady basketball player at Franklin, and remember her as a player and worked at the Casey Jones camps when we did that. That's her son. Oh, the handoff up the middle now on the right side, and he's down the sideline, and that is Akeem Murph Jr., and Akeem Murph Jr. takes it 48 yards to the house. Touchdown, Rainier Beach.
I'm telling you, a great run decision, and he has top-end speed.
Man, I tell you what, Akeem Murph Jr. and saw opening there, took it off the right side and bounced it outside, found a little pocket there, a little hole, and 48 yards later, he's in the end zone.
Took it to the house.
So his second touchdown of the ball game, and that makes it a score of 16-8. And now the Vikings will kick it. Ball spotted on the 10. There'll be a 20-yard extra point, and it's a low kick and it's blocked. And so that will make the score 16-8 here with 2:09 left to go in the first half.
Seems like no matter how good things go, something happened to
yeah.
to make you wish that you wasn't here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Edwin, I'm playing with the headphones here to see if I can hear you, because I'm not hearing you in my headphones. Keep talking. No, but that's okay. We're hearing you over the air, and
okay.
I'm getting you good enough. See the joys of live broadcast on the field. You got to tell you what, man. I don't care what level you're at. You're at our level. You're at the professional level. Whatever. There's always something,
The shortcoming.
Right. And so it's like, man, you got to adjust. I mean, that's the one thing I talk to kids about is okay, I don't care what the plan is. Can you improvise? Can you think on your feet? You got to do what you got to do to make it work.
Yes, sir.
And that is life. That is life. And a skill you got to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable and figuring it out.
Hey. And then and try to buck the jack and see what happens.
Yes, indeed. So Rainier Beach, the Vikings leading at 16-8. 2:09 left to go here in the first half. And the kick. It's a high kick, and it's fielded at the 16-yard line. And the Bulldogs, I believe that is number 1, Mitchell. He takes it back. They're going to spot it, I think, at about the 28-yard line.
That kicker has got to be the smallest kid I've seen on the football field this year.
That's Rainier Beach's kicker, number 45, was it?
Well, he does a great job of direction kicking.
Yeah. And again, I don't have a 40. Let me see who's listed as a kicker on this roster, because I don't have a 45. We've got Vay Lindsay at number 4 listed as a kicker.
That's it.
And he's the only one, but I don't think that was him that kicked it. Regardless, Bulldogs 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. 2:03 left to go here. It'd be nice. Bulldogs, they would, I'm sure, love to get a drive, get some points on the board here going into the locker room. Blitz coming, quick pass, and coming up with the hit is a Zay Watkins. And Zay Watkins like,
He was a split second off. If he was a split second on, it'd be a touchdown the other way.
So Zay Watkins read that, and as soon as the receiver got it, he made the hit. So a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards will give the Bulldogs. So second and, we're going to say 2nd and 7. Ball's just shy of the 31-yard line for the Bulldogs. And again, Edwin, I like what I'm seeing out of quarterback Antoine Williams, junior freshman.
Yeah.
So he's got his guys there on the right hash. He's got 2 receivers to his right on the wide side of the field, 2 on the left, single back. And he's looking to the right. He's got a receiver, and kind of throws in between.
Yeah.
I think the receivers weren't sure which one it was headed to, but I tell you what, Tariq Shabazz was there as well, and kind of late realized the ball was in his area.
Rick, I like the length of this kid at quarterback.
Yeah, 6'4", man. I mean, And again, man, I keep emphasizing, only a freshman. He's got huge upside. Huge upside.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in 3 years.
Yeah, no doubt. So 3rd and 7 to go for the Bulldogs on their 31, just shy of their 31-yard line. 1:16 left to go.
Okay.
Pass, and it's going to be picked. And Edmund, pick 6. Yes, indeed. Well, that is Zay Watkins, read it all the way. And, boy, that is a critical error you don't want at this stage of the ball game when, man.
And the well, went to that well too many times.
And Zay Watkins read it all the way, came up, and you could see that Evan 107 to go here. Takes it about 32 yards for the TD. So that is the second pick 6. Garfield had one earlier. Now Rainier Beach to make it 22-8, and the Vikings will decide if they're going to go for the single point or 2-point conversion. We don't know yet. Ooh, that's a tough one, man.
Oh, that's a bitter one to swallow there.
Yeah, and that's a tough throw, man. When you're throwing to the wide side of the field, you're going to that sideline. The ball's in the air a long time, gives that DB or that safety a lot of room to come in, and that's exactly Zay Watkins read it perfectly. And those are ones where you got to go up and over a little bit, and it's on the outside.
He broke right on the ball.
Yep, he did. So great play by Zay Watkins. Okay.
They ain't got but 10 guys on the field.
Yeah, so Vikings are going to go for 2, but delay of game, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Let's see if that changes their strategy. Will they go?
I'd go for
will
the
they kick it? So still looks like some confusion there. And I think like you said, Evan, they're going to continue. They're going to go for it anyway.
Yeah.
So 22-8. So you got a 14-point lead. I mean, that's 2 scores. I'd go for a single myself. But hey, I'm on the sideline. I'm not coaching. So handoff on the left side, and is in. Yes, he got it. And that was Vay Lindsay. So hey, shows you how much I know. Vay Lindsay takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
I think I would have joined you, Rick. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah. So with 1:07 left to play in the first half, Rainier Beach takes a commanding 24-8 lead over the Garfield Bulldogs.
The neighborhood will be exciting tonight.
Yes, indeed. Neighborhood bragging rights.
Yes, sir.
So again, want to remind you that Columbia City Haunted Theater will be open on October 19th and October 26th from noon until 6 p.m. And then on Monday, October 28th through Thursday, the 31st, Halloween night, from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. And also going to have a Columbia City Haunted Theater costume party from 7:30 to 10. And that will be for 21 and over, featuring a live band. Volunteers are needed for the Columbia City Haunted Theater. So if you're interested, please give us a call at 206-290-9685 or email us at rainieravenueradio.world@gmail.com. And the kickoff is fielded, short return to about the 34-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over with just over a minute, 1:02 left to go in the first half here. They'll take over. And also, like I said earlier, just reminding you that, Rainier Avenue Radio is on a fentanyl awareness campaign. And, things to know about the drug. I mean, fentanyl, again, is a powerful, fast-acting opioid used to manage pain and regulated legally. Fentanyl is used, in medical situations for pain, but unregulated or illicitly, it's a street drug. It's often sold as a fake prescription pill or powder. Sometimes it's mixed into drugs, and so you got to really, really be careful about that. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine, so something to be careful. And so many opioid overdoses and fentanyl that are laced with fentanyl. So, again, we are on an awareness campaign here at Rainier Avenue Radio. Stay tuned and listen. And the deep throw there, and
that should be a flag.
I was looking for. There was a little bit of contact there, but no flag was thrown. So Antoine Williams Jr. looking, I believe it was Jaden Roberts, if I'm not mistaken, number 6, I think it was. But the pass receiver was there, but or check it. That may have been number 12, Tariq Shabazz.
Got one down, Rick.
We do have, and looks like it's the QB,
2.
Antoine Williams Jr.
Oh, my goodness.
And, you know, Edwin, I think it's almost looking like maybe a cramp. Let's see. His back is to us. So sitting up, so hopefully nothing serious. And something that's not really uncommon a lot here early in the season. We see players with cramps. And yeah, I think that's it. He's up on his feet, walking on his own power. So, yeah. He'll be okay. But they're going to have to bring in a backup quarterback at least for one play. Antoine Williams Jr.
Number 0?
Yeah, kind of jogging off, so he's okay. So it will be 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. 56 seconds left to play. Ball's on their 34-yard line. Play clock has not started yet, so I think they have a little bit of time. Okay, play clock has now started. They've got a few seconds, whatever it is, to get a new quarterback in.
Yeah. Well,
but the play clock is ticking, so it's down to 17. So Bulldogs going to have to get out on the field and get the play called.
his number is number 1, right?
Or the ball snapped at least. Play clock.
3, 2.
Play clock down, and that's going to be a penalty here. Play clock, unless they're, so it's at 0, but it looks like, yep, flag is down. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
And
Bulldogs.
They gave him about 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, so in a situation like that, yeah, they did. In a situation like that, man, call timeout. You know, you got 56 seconds left. They have not used all 3 timeouts. I believe they have 1 left if I'm reading the scoreboard right. So 5 yards back. Bulldogs have a 2nd and 15, I should say, on their own 29-yard line. 56 seconds left to play. Vikings leading the Bulldogs 24-8 here in quarter number 2. Low snap. Quarterback just fields it and running, gets the ball up to about the 30, maybe a gain of a yard. And that is the backup quarterback. I'm trying to see the number. Is back to us.
I think my wife
Edwin, I think it's number 8, Peter Moy the third. I think it was. And it looks like the Bulldogs using their final timeout. So 45 seconds left to play. And I love it because I said Moy the third listed as position listed as athlete. Garfield's got a number of players listed where the position is ATH.
Athlete.
He's an athlete. He can play wherever we need him. He can get the job done. So if you just joined us, Rick Dupree and Edwin Bailey, 11-year Seahawk veteran. And Edwin, I asked you this before, and if not, we're going to have to start a campaign. Are you on the Ring of Honor yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we're going to have to start the campaign because, I mean, in my opinion, arguably one of the top linemen in the history. Walter Jones Jr. obviously seen as maybe the greatest lineman. But, I mean, you are right there. And again, you and I have had this conversation. And back in the ball game for the Bulldogs, Antoine Williams Jr. I'll call this play, and I'll get back to what we're saying. He hands off to Moy, and Moy across the 20, or across the 30, I should say, dragging some tacklers. And a nice little gain there for Peter. So Peter goes from quarterback to the running back. But Edwin, I mean, I think a big indicator for a lineman is how many 1,000-yard seasons do your running backs have? And now, granted, you had a great running back that you were blocking for by the name of, for a majority of your career, Kurt Warner. And then you had
John L. Williams.
Oh, John L. Williams. And then after Kurt,
Chris Warren.
Yeah, that's right. It was Chris Warren. So you had three great running backs. But I don't care. Regardless, you got to have a hole in the NFL. Well, in any league, you got to have a hole, and that's going to do it for the first half here. With time running out of the clock, we're going to go into the locker room. Rainier Beach leading Garfield by a score of 24-8. But as I was saying, Edwin, I mean, you've got to have a good line. I don't care what level you are, for a running back to get 1,000+ yards in any league. There's got to be some guys up front opening some holes.
Well, John L. got 1,000 rushing and 1,000
receiving, yeah.
All in the same year.
Ooh, man, yeah.
That's.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to keep beating that drum, and we're going to figure out if there's somebody we can write some letters to or whatever. We'll let fans know because, again, like I said, I mean, I remember you being drafted by the Seahawks. And again, linemen don't get a lot of accolades and what have you, but you made a name early on, and people knew who number 65 was.
Hey, I was just happy that my mom was pleased.
Yeah. But no, I loved it, and you talked about some of the old heads, if you will, some of the veterans that you grew up watching, and one of them, you got to play behind or play with here. So, anyway, we are going to throw it over, I believe, shortly to Daniel B. He's going to update you on some things happening around the city here, and then Edwin and I will be back. But again, real quickly before I throw it to Daniel, I just want to again remind you, I was mentioning we are on a fentanyl awareness campaign here at Rainier Avenue Radio, and I was mentioning earlier that fentanyl is about 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than more. Looks like gum, but it's unwrapped. That is just not a wise thing. So be safe out there. Again, most overdose deaths in Washington involve fentanyl. And so knowing the facts, can really keep you safe. So really, really be safe and pay attention. That's really important. And also want to remind you, to 7 p.m. and then Monday the 28th until Halloween, Thursday the 31st. Forgive me, I'm sorry. Noon and then Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st rather, will be open from 4 till 7 p.m. Columbus City Theater, the Columbus City Haunted Theater, for those days. It should be a lot of fun. Yes, indeed. We can walk there. We can walk over there together and check out the Columbus City Haunted Theater.
Do you want to reach out to the Vietnamese community in Seattle? Just advertise in Người Việt Tây Bắc, that is Northwest Vietnamese News, the longest running Vietnamese language newspaper in our region. Go to nvnorthwest.com.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
See lots of people who've gotten rich quickly and gotten poor just as quickly and left nothing to their families and or the community. That's a big chunk of the piece that needs to change. We need to see people making their investment in their families and in themselves and in the community. We want to build all three of those elements. We want to establish long-lasting family and community wealth, not just people who've gotten rich and squandered it, but who have wealth as opposed to breaking the status quo. So this will be a struggle. All those folks are used to how things have been for hundreds of years, and that's the piece that needs to change. And they need to be able to stand by.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio World.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me means to provide and establish wealth for generations to come, whether it be through real estate or through other equitable funding.
Personally, it helps to work with a trusted financial professional to guide and steer you, because you're going to be making some decisions around how you spend your money, how you save your money, how you invest your money. Some of that will be strictly to increase the size of your wealth. Other parts of those investments might be something that you want to do that's key to your purpose and your character. And you can manage to do both.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio World.
I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and this is my real voice. Honest, you're hearing it on Rainier Avenue Radio World.
Should have told her you were sorry.
We must all remain committed to slow the spread of coronavirus, taking care of ourselves and not putting others in harm's way, especially those already at higher risk of getting seriously ill, including people over 65 or those with underlying medical conditions. If you must be out, avoid crowded areas, stay 6 feet or 2 arm lengths away from others, and wear a face covering. Wash hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds, especially after being in public spaces. Avoid touching your face, cough or sneeze in a tissue, then throw it away. Disinfect frequently touched objects. And if you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. Slowing coronavirus means taking care of ourselves while also protecting others. Even if you're not at high risk, these steps should be taken to help slow the spread of coronavirus. We are all in this together.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me means to provide and establish wealth for generations to come, whether it be through real estate or through other equitable funding, stocks, bonds, but first of all, I think that general wealth starts with securing property. And that's it.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio World. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio World.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not being reprimanded by traffic cops, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, you want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. Our program centers in the Rainier Valley and throughout Seattle and King County, offering healthcare, housing, transportation, social, and recreational activities. There are no copays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE specializes in serving those with chronic health conditions, including diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, and dementia. For over 25 years, this program keeps seniors out of nursing homes, assists family members caring for elderly loved ones, and works to keep the most vulnerable members of our community healthy in their homes. Call 206-320-5325. That's 206-320-5325. Or visit providence.org/elderplace.
This is an important message about coronavirus. With coronavirus still spreading, those who are most likely to get seriously ill must take extra precautions. You are at a higher risk for getting seriously ill if you are over 65 or if you have any serious underlying medical conditions, like heart disease, chronic lung disease, like asthma, diabetes, or if you're undergoing cancer treatment. If you're at a higher risk for getting seriously ill, it's essential you take extra care to protect yourself. Stay home, avoid close contact with others, wash your hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds, disinfect frequently touched objects like doorknobs and light switches. The choices you make are critical, and their impact is significant.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
For me, generational wealth is passed down knowledge from relatives or any family members or even like any ancestral people that have come before you that is, used to help you progress in the times that you're living in. So I think it is very updated, it's very current, it is existing in real time. So any type of knowledge or resources from people who are here living now, being able to provide that information and pass it down from generation to generation is how you maintain the wealth. That's what it means to me.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio App. Generational wealth for you and the future of your families. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me is setting up a safety net for the future, not only for yourself, but for the generations to come. To not have the future generations, maybe in your own family, to have to go through the same trials that you had to go through. Maybe if you went through something hard when you were younger, maybe being poor, being middle class, or not having the money to have access to the things that other people around you do. It's setting up that safety net so that not only you, maybe later in your life, but also your kids, their kids, can end up having the luxuries that you would have wanted when you were young.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio World. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families.
I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and when I'm not deep frying a turducken in a closed garage, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, but want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. This program offers healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational activities. There are no copays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE works to keep you healthy and in your home. Call 206-320-5325 or visit providence.org Elder Place. Providence.org Elder Place.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Rainier Avenue Radio.
You're listening to RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to
Generational
say.
wealth, as of right now, it feels very inequitable given the identities that you have versus if you are a person of color or not. To me, for this generation, I'm going to have to work really, really hard for intergenerational wealth to develop, especially with the economic system that Seattle's in right now more than ever. Having been a Seattleite as well, I hope that we can talk about it more, and glad that this conversation is starting and to consider thinking about it more as a person of color and coming from an immigrant background as well.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.org. Create your
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium for half number 2. Rainier Beach, the Vikings leading the Garfield Bulldogs by a score of 24-8. The Vikings will receive, and the kick about way, and it is in the air. Sidewinder kick. It is caught at about the 20-yard line, and again, number 6. We are endeavoring to find out who number 6 is. Still don't know, but takes it out all the way past the 40, maybe to the 41-yard line. So Rainier Beach with a 20 here will take over, and we got a Garfield player down. Looks like it doesn't look like it's serious. Again, we have had this is the second player down, and oftentimes, as I mentioned earlier, early in the season like this, both teams the third quarter.
Every place I've played, Rick.
And, can you, I mean, the game is not out of reach. Again, you're only talking, 16 points here. So, that's half to play. So Garfield, little, not clear what they want to do. So call a timeout there on that play. So the Garfield team will come. Fighting first half. So Garfield opened the scoring in the first quarter. Jaleel James with the pick six. I believe it was Jaleel James, and forgive me if it wasn't. And so the incomplete there. And welcome back. Sorry, we lost coverage there for a moment. So Rainier Beach with the ball on the Garfield 40-yard line. It'll be 4th and 7 to go for the Rainier Beach Vikings.
Hey, Rick, you got to look out for me, man.
We good, big fella. You know that.
You know I done been hitting the head.
Man, you the lead blocker, man. I'm taking care of my lineman. All right, 4th down, a little swing pass out to Murph Jr. Akeem makes a move and close to a 1st down, but let's see where they spot. I think he's going to be a little bit short.
Man, he got 5 when he shouldn't have got
Yep. So he's about a yard short, so turnover on downs. I tell you what, Edwin, though, Akeem Murph Jr. Has had quite a game here so far for the Rainier Beach Vikings. A couple of touchdowns. He broke for the 48-yarder, had a 2-yard touchdown run, and has made some good plays for the Vikings. We've got a Garfield player down on the field.
He got up, went and got his towel, and came back and sat down.
Sat down. I believe that's Peter Moy. And, yeah, he's okay. Yeah, I'm recognizing because he got the matching pink shoes and pink gloves.
Oh, my.
Right.
I've seen pink shoes. I've seen orange shoes.
You know, it's interesting because you know how it used to always be your shoes had to be, I think, over 50% had to be the predominant color of your uniform.
Right.
And now, man, they coming in with all kinds of multicolors, and times have changed. We getting old, brother.
Oh, man.
Times have changed.
Quite a bit.
But no, it's cool because I certainly was a type of player that I tried to make a statement. I remember Little League, man, before the color face mask came out, I took all I'm meticulous and neat and all that, and took all our team's helmets. I painted all the face masks white, and we were nice, boy. You know, I always had the Pumas, and I had it white, and I dyed the stripe green, you know, because the colors of Rainier, red, green, green and black. Man, yeah, we used to have some fun. So I ain't mad at anybody for getting their individualism and showing out, you know, trying to look good. So penalty there. Ball goes back 5 yards, so Garfield has it 1st and 15. And the direct snap, and that is Marcus Harrington Jr., I believe, with the ball. And, there's going to be a penalty. So a Rainier Beach player jumped into the pile.
And might have gave him a 1st down.
Right. That's going to be probably unsportsmanlike, and he didn't mean anything by it, but yeah, that is. Yeah, so that will be 15 and a 1st down. And that's just kid not knowing what wasn't ill-intended. So in a situation like that, maybe you make the call. I understand as a referee, but then here's the other thing. At this level, you go to the kid and say, hey.
What do you do?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I played for Joe Turner in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Edward. Hey, Rick. I would have had to walk back home.
After that, yeah.
Hey,
but I mean, you know, again, it didn't look like it was ill-intended. It wasn't trying to hurt anybody. So as an official, man, I look at it as an adult. It's our job to help these young people understand and learn. Oh, and a direct snap, and I tell you, that was Moy, and boy, Garfield's going to a They
to
are.
sit down
They
and
are.
talk with them. I mean, I spend time and I work over at elementary school with my godson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing just to sit down and talk with them.
Yeah, yeah. Those young ones, yeah.
Oh, man. They just telling me about football and what they're going to do and how they're going to do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I told them in a lot of ways I'd never even thought about that when I was
That age, yeah.
7 years old.
Right. So penalty on the play, and the ball's on the penalty, and the ball's on the turf, and Rainier Beach picks it up. So turnover there. So Garfield, there's a penalty, and went back 10 yards, and then third down there, 3rd and 13, and a fumble, and looks like Rainier Beach. Yeah, Rainier Beach is going to have the ball, advanced it to the Garfield 41. So with 4:52 left to play here in the third quarter, Rainier Beach leading 24-8. The Vikings will take over 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 41-yard line. But yeah, Edwin, you're right. I mean, even at that young age, and you know, I've said many times, working on a documentary about the Seattle Black Panthers, and with Aaron and Elmer Dixon, the brothers, co-founders, and Elmer talks a lot. He said his favorite group to go talk to are those elementary kids. Oh. And I mean, he travels the world, you know, and talks about how they are so knowledgeable and know. And
touchdown
on the left side, and then cutting back to the right. Yeah, he's going to take it all the way. It's going to be 41 yards for the Rainier Beach Vikings. Vay Lindsay, and I tell you what, Edward, he took it on the left side, cut it back to the right, and 6 points, baby.
Hey.
Vay Lindsay, 41 yards.
That was one heck of a play.
So 4:42 left to go, and Rainier Beach extending their lead. And that makes it 30-8, and they'll go for the extra point the old-fashioned way. The holder is there on the 10-yard line, so it'll be a 20-yard attempt for the extra point.
Somebody was just getting on the field.
Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. So that makes it 31-8, Rainier Beach over Garfield. Both teams with identical records of 1 win, 2 losses. And the Vikings continue to roll here, the first score in the second half, and extend their lead to 31-8. Rainier Beach leading the Bulldogs by, if my math is right, that's 23 points. 23-8. I think that's 31. And I tell you what, Winnie Dupree, my mother, if I got that wrong, she would reach up out of the grave and smack me. My mom was a numbers wizard, Edward. She was the first woman, first black woman. She worked for the Seattle Police Department and ran their data distribution center. And she was a numbers whiz, and back in, I think she started there in the late 40s, early 50s, and was into computers on mainframe, you know, IBM, and did her own, you know, IBM classes and learned how to do that. And then she eventually became their first data distribution supervisor and
Very
what have you.
important. Very important.
Yeah. But I think of you know the movie with the why am I forgetting the name of it now? With the math wizards, the women that black women that worked with NASA. Why am I forgetting the name of? It'll come back to me. The movie.
Right, I know exactly.
Yeah. Taraji P. Henson. You know, one of the women in that. But anyway, yeah. So it's just beautiful to see things like that and these stories being told, and our stories being told for so many years. Stories of you know, black and other minorities, other people of color not being told, and not only are they being told, but they're being told by us now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a beautiful thing.
You need people who experience it to tell it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't need somebody else to try to tell my story for me. They haven't experienced it. They don't know what it's like.
Some of their negative issues might come out.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In the telling of the story.
Right. So the Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. Hand off to Moy. He slips and is going to lose about 3 yards back to the 30-yard line. So he was coming up and cutting back from his right to his left and nowhere to go. To loss of 3 yards, so ball back to the 30-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. Clock is moving. Just a little over 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. And don't go anywhere, because the second game of our doubleheader, Ballard and Roosevelt, and Michael Lloyd will call the play-by-play, and he'll be joined by one, if not two, Yasutaki brothers. And handoff exchange, a little trouble there. Moy able to get the ball and takes it back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else. So, again, Rainier Beach, again, Edwin has really controlled this line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. And those young men have been inside. They haven't been jumping off sides. They've been playing with good leverage.
Yeah, it has been, as we talked about earlier, a good, clean game.
Yes.
Not a lot of mistakes. I mean, some turnovers, but not a lot of mistakes along the lines of jumping off sides and penalties. There have been a few, but not a large amount of penalties here. So 3rd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. And the handoff the ball. And I tell you, his new quarterback in is Rudy Collar. And Collar not able to make the handoff there, and the ball hit the turf. We've got a Garfield player down on the turf as well. We'll get you his number.
He was standing where everybody was diving at the ground, so he might have got rolled up on.
So trainers coming out, and they're checking with him. We'll get you the number, and hopefully nothing serious. He'll be up on his feet in a moment. So it's the Bulldogs going with their backup quarterback, Rudy Collar, and again, just not a good exchange there, and the ball hit the turf, and Rainier Beach will have it 1st and 10 on the Bulldog 26-yard line. 3:07 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Rainier Beach leading Garfield 31-8. And as I mentioned, don't go anywhere because we have a second of our doubleheader, Ballard and Roosevelt. Michael Lloyd, and I believe both John and Mike Yasutaki will join him on the broadcast as well. So don't go anywhere. We are bringing you Friday night, and now the lights are on. So Friday night under the lights here at Leon H. Brigham Field Memorial Stadium. And, Edwin, the school district, and I think along with Climate Pledge and others, Climate Pledge Arena, doing a big, there's been a huge, I think, levy money and what have you. So they're going to redo Memorial Stadium here. Memorial Stadium, what was back in recognizing and the Garfield player up limping off, but on his own power with a little assistant limping. I can't get the number. It looks like 64, might be 54. If it's 54, it's Bulan Johnson. Edwin, can you share? You got where do we put your?
I got him right here.
You got him? Adam's going to put the binoculars on, see if he can get that player number. It's hard. He's kind of leaning over. And Garfield's jerseys are black, and then the numbers are purple. It's really hard to make it out.
It's something 7.
So, again, not sure. I apologize. We don't have the number. We'll try to get the number if we can and let you know the player. Doesn't look like it's necessarily too serious. Maybe an ankle.
Here we go.
Rainier Beach, the pass up top and incomplete.
56.
56. So 56, and I apologize. I don't have a 56 on my roster. It goes up to 55. So, no, we're missing a lot. There's a 74. We're missing a lot of numbers on the roster here. But, again.
Yeah, it's 56.
56. Okay, so limped off with some help. He's in under the tent now, and they're attending to him. It looks like it's probably an ankle sprain. Didn't look like it's serious. You hope it's never anything like a knee. So Rainier Beach, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Single back in the backfield, and the snap. And quarterback's going to tuck it, and he's going to go. He's got to the 20, the 15, and tackled out of bounds. And that is quarterback Marcus Harrington Jr. I believe that is 15, not 16. Excuse me, that might be number 16. Edwin, if you can see, I think it is 16, which was Micah.
The quarterback?
Eli Manish. Yeah, I think that's. Well, we'll see. And again, I apologize for those of you listening. It is. I'd love to blame it all on 62-year-old eyes, but the numbers are hard to read too. Yeah, I believe that is 16. I've been thinking it was 15. I've been saying Marcus Harrington Jr., but unless they switched up. Handoff, and that is Zay Watkins.
Yeah,
goes to the right side, cuts it back, and Zay Watkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Rainier Beach. Zay Watkins, a 15-yard run. So Zay Watkins, 15 yards for the touchdown with 2:19 left to go. His second touchdown of the ball game. He had a pick six with 1:07 left to play in the first half. That was 32 yards, and Zay takes it in from 15 yards out and giving the Vikings a commanding 37-8 lead here with 2:19 left to play in the third quarter. So Rainier Beach getting the numbers correct. The holder comes out, and they've got 15 on the play clock, so they won't have a problem. And the kicker looks like it's wearing number 43. The kick is up, and it is good. So that gives Rainier Beach a 38-8 lead here with 2:19 left to go in quarter number 3. Both teams came into the ball game 1-2. It looks like if everything remains as it looks, Rainier Beach will walk away and even their record up at 2-2 Bulldogs. And there's a lot of football left to play, so let me not speak too early here. Dandy Don isn't singing yet. We got a little ways to go. We're still in the third quarter, so there's plenty of time left.
Turn out the lights.
Yeah.
Party
over. Dandy Don, he was so funny. That dude, man. Monday Night Football, yeah, him and Howard Cosell, man, that was back in the day, man. I tell you, back in the day with kids growing up, and that was just classics. Classics.
Yes, sir.
The one classic I will never forget, Edwin, was on Nightline, Ted Koppel, and he had Al Campanis, who was the, I think, general manager of Los Angeles Dodgers. They were talking about the lack of black, managers and black people in, management and decision-making positions in professional sports. And Campanis, I will not forget. I don't know how old I was. I was a kid. I think I was still in high school. I don't remember the year. And Campanis said, well, Ted, they lack the capacity. He says, it's just like for the reason, they lack buoyancy. They can't swim. I'm like, and Ted Koppel, never forget, Ted Koppel said, Mr. Campanis, we're going to take a break here and give you, and then we're going to come back, give you a chance to dig yourself out of this hole. Man. But again, all kidding aside, that was the mentality. And talking about this special on the black quarterback that Amazon Prime is doing, they talk about that. And there was a period during the Depression in the NFL where they did not. So it became an all-white league. And what they said in this, I didn't know this, I learned this, they were concerned that if the white community saw black men playing sports and getting paid, and there were white men not working, getting paid, that was not a good look.
Some sort of a rebellion.
Right. So there was a period of however many years there where the NFL had no black players.
Right.
So and just that journey for the black quarterback, and again going from they don't have the mental capacity to play the position, to make those decisions, and now you have brothers that are ultra athletic and arms. I mean, Doug Williams, who was he said no. It was Warren Moon. I was watching the very beginning of episode number 2, and Warren Moon said some of the excuses he was given is that his arm strength. And he said, man, that was one of my biggest strengths. Yeah. And he said, I probably had a better arm, coming out of the University of Washington than I did as a pro. Oh, the ball's down. So now are they going to say the runner was down?
Yeah.
And hold on, let's see. We may have another turnover here.
Rainier Beach has it.
Yep, and it is turnover. So Garfield run a nice run. And at the end of the run, a late flag is going down. Was tackled, and the ball came out. Rainier Beach recovered it, so it looks like the ball is going to be spotted on the 39. Now there's a flag way back after the play, back at the 47-yard line.
One of the players threw the football.
Okay, so what is that? A dead ball foul on one of the Rainier Beach players, I believe, is it?
Yeah.
Let's see, or was it Garfield? Let's see which way the officials are pointing that as if it's on Rainier Beach. So dead ball, foul, some type of. You said he threw the ball, was it? I didn't see. Okay.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, that's going to be a big one, a 15-yarder, I believe. Yep. So instead of Rainier Beach having the ball 1st and 10 on the Garfield 35 or 40 rather, or 39, it is now on their own 46-yard line. So Rainier Beach will take over. 2:05 left to play here in quarter number 3, leading 38-8. and the Vikings will take over on their own 46-yard line.
This should be a backbreaker snap here. This should be a play that's going to try and get them out of the game completely.
So Eli Manise, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I-L-I, Eli
I knew
Manise,
it.
he's looking back. He's got a receiver
I knew
open on the right side. Boy, beautiful throw, and almost picked off. Almost picked off. I tell you what, that was a tight spiral, but just a little underthrown. His receiver maybe had a step. And again, if he would have been able to get that up and over, that might have been 6.
Those are the plays that you got to make.
Yep, but I'll show you what, only a sophomore, Manise, I think it's Eli. I'm looking at Eli Manise or Eli Manise. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Vikings on their own 46-yard line, leading 38-8. Just under 2 minutes left to play, 1:59 to play in the third quarter.
Swing that back out of the backfield this way.
Let's see, and
there you go.
Manise looking's got and short arms. Yeah. He had the running back right there. Huh? Yeah. No one there. No linebacker didn't come out on him. Lucky that one wasn't picked off, so not a great choice there. Lucky that it wasn't picked off. So it'll be 3rd and 10. For the Vikings. Again, Vikings with the ball on their own 46-yard line. And again, if you're just joining us, this is game number 1 of our doubleheader. Stick around because Ballard and Roosevelt will be game number 2. Handoff inside, and that is Vay Lindsay. Lindsay breaks a tackle on the outside and lowers the shoulder, delivers a blow, and I think he's going to have a first down there, Edwin.
He got it.
Yeah. Good run there by Lindsay, and Lindsay had a 41-yard touchdown run a little bit earlier in the quarter.
I'll tell you what, he showed a burst just then. He showed a great burst.
So again, the Vikings leading Garfield Bulldogs, and another Bulldogs player down. And again, it looks like, cramps, Edwin, I see, trainers, kind of working on stretching out the foot and trying to, it could be behind the thigh, or behind the calf.
Yeah, pointing that toe.
Yeah, so probably behind the calf.
Yeah.
And not anything uncommon. You see that often. So, again, you hope there are no major injuries, man. But that is, a tough reality of the game.
Yes, it is. And until you've had a cramp like that at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, come on, brother. And you wake up and it's like, what's going on?
And kick your brother out the bed.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. Well, while we have a timeout on the field, I want to remind you of a couple of things coming up. The Columbia City Haunted Theater will be open on October 19th and 26th. And let me look at the calendar. I believe those are Saturdays. Yeah, they are. So October leading up to Halloween, October 19th and October 26th from noon until 6 p.m. It'll be the Columbia City Haunted Theater. And then on the week of Halloween, so Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st, from 4 until 7 p.m. So come and check that out. Should be a lot of fun if you like to get some scares there. And the Garfield player up, and that is the running back. We've called his name a number of times, Peter Moy III. He's up and
young man with
limping a little bit, coming off, but on his own power.
With the pink shoes on.
Yeah. So limping slowly off. So yeah, a cramp. And, that just takes time to work out the kinks, but fortunate nothing serious, and happy to see that.
I'll tell you what, he is quick as lightning.
Yes, he is. So the Vikings have the ball 1st and 10 on the Garfield 44-yard line. And if you just joined us, 1:47 left to play here in the third quarter. The Vikings leading the Bulldogs by a score of 38-8. Neighborhood bragging rights, and if things continue to go as they are, the Vikings will have it for a year. So a little swing pass out to Vay Lindsay. Lindsay now cutting it back and runs into a Garfield player, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. So Lindsay, I love Lindsay. He just tries to get it, but sometimes, and I was that type of runner. The coach used to say, Dupree, we need you going north and south, not east and west. And I'm like, well, the field is east and west, come on, you know what I'm talking about. But, and always looking for the big play, and sometimes you just got to put your head down and get some yards. So Lindsay will lose 2 yards on that. It'll be 2nd and 12 from the Bulldog 46-yard line.
Live to fight another day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't always look to take it to pay dirt. You ain't gonna get in the end zone every play. I'll tell you another story. They had a nickname for me, man. We'll tell you after this play. So, little pitch, looking out for Maceo Rivers, and just short. Maceo can't pull it in. He was there, but the pass was just not in his range there. So there's a Softleys, Mr. Softly, Bob and Tony Softly, and they nicknamed me Ivory Snow. And that was the year I was playing on the Pee-wees, and our uniforms were all white. And I seldom got dirty, and I didn't like to get dirty. And it wasn't because I wasn't playing. I was just that kind of guy. But I'll never forget, man, it was a pregame. And you know how they do the fumble drill?
Yeah.
You know, you're on the ground, they blow the whistle, you get up. Well, I was quick. And so quarterback Eli Manison scrambling all the way down for a first down to the, let's see where they spotted, the 29-yard line. Then there's a late flag. So some players, John, I'm not sure what it might be. I hope it's offsetting.
Unnecessary roughness.
Yeah, it could be. But anyway, we're doing this pregame drill, you know, the fumble drill, and you know it's in the fall and it's been raining. We're in Seattle, so the ground is wet. I get up quickly, and instead of diving on the ball, I was quick enough. I scooped the ball up. You know, I'm like, I don't want to get down. Coaches didn't like that. Now that is pregame, man. Nah, Dupree, you gotta jump on the ball. I'm like, come on, coach, what's up? Nah, man, there you go. They didn't respect the fact. They're like, man, I'm Ivory Snow, baby. I don't want to get dirty.
That sounds like one of those coaches who played in the 50s.
Yes, sir. Well, Al Roberts, I love Coach Rob, who in his, I believe in his I think Al 80, 81, whatever.
Oh,
yeah. Don't look at it, man. Still yoked as ever. And you shake your hand and it squeeze your head off or something. Yeah, you break a finger and everything. But Al used to always say, he said, you know, I played in the days when after practice, you fold the helmet up, put it in your back pocket. Oh, my goodness.
He must know Joe Turner.
Man, we used to have some good times, man, I tell you. Okay, so it is a, I believe, unsportsmanlike penalty on the Vikings after the play, so the ball goes all the way back to their 44-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and a mile to go. Okay. 3rd and 20. Yeah, that's more than 20. Looks like about 22 yards. So Eli Manise has a receiver cutting. Oh, my God. Okay, so the Vikings 4th and 11, balls on the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. They're going to go for it.
All right, get it out
Eli Manise looking. He's got pressure. He's going to scramble. He's got some room. If he runs it, he might. He's got one stiff arms. Trying to do a Derrick Henry on a hit. They're not going to. No, not a late hit. He's going to be short of the first down. And I'm telling you what, I'm loving Derrick Henry in Baltimore. Derrick, man, come on. Yeah, 150, whatever it was last week, but he may have one run, which is classic Derrick Henry. He's going to throw you on the ground with that stiff arm. Come on, man.
You looking for him, but
he's looking for you. Yes, indeed. You know who else was like that, man, who I love, and he took the hit to you? Sweetness. Number 34, Walter Payton. Come on.
Walter Payton and number 34.
Oh, Earl Campbell. Come on. Earl Campbell's thighs were as big as I am.
Hey,
that dude, woo.
As a rookie, I just stood there and just looked.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
I know. His thighs were enormous.
And it was amazing that they set the huddle up so when he bends over in the huddle, he doesn't have to move.
Yeah.
You know, they just put the ball down. Oh,
yep,
my goodness. I tell you what.
So young people, if you excuse me, I had to drink some tea there in my throat. If you don't know who or haven't seen Earl Campbell, go to YouTube and put in Earl Campbell highlights. And you will be amazed.
Absolutely amazed.
He was just, I mean, there are several players. So guys, I said, for these young kids, put in Gale Sayers. Oh, my goodness. Gale Sayers, I mean, his career cut short with injuries. But you put in number 40 for the Chicago Bears, and those early years and games where he had multiple touchdowns. I think one game he had 6 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And return man. I mean, he was coming out of Kansas. He was phenomenal. Another guy local here, people don't maybe realize how good he was, but put in Eric Metcalf.
Yes.
Go into YouTube and see. I remember the game against Pittsburgh. I believe it was. He had two punt returns for touchdowns. I remember his rookie year. They're playing on Monday Night Football, and he caught a little. I think it was a swing pass right down by the goal line, and looked like he was on ski. You know the slalom skiers. Yeah. He put it moving one way, the other way. Oh my goodness. I remember Eric when because his dad Terry Metcalf went to Franklin, a phenomenal player. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you talking about another one, Terry Metcalf.
They're telling me Metcalf. I said, no.
Yeah.
I said, the sons were good.
Yeah.
Their daddy was great.
Oh, Terry Metcalf. So you go to the end of the third quarter here, Rainier Beach leading Garfield by a score of 38-8. Yeah, go in again. Go to YouTube and put in Terry Metcalf, played for the St. Louis Cardinals. And just, I mean, incredible.
I liked him because he was a cowboy killer.
What's that?
I liked him because he was a cowboy killer.
Oh, yeah, cowboy killer. Yeah. But, I mean, these guys, but, I mean, I think arguably, and I all those guys, you can't argue Jim Brown. My dad used to talk about, so Jim Brown was a little bit before, my time, because Jim Brown, was coming out of Syracuse, was an All-American. I never heard of the game of lacrosse, because, lacrosse wasn't big in out west. So Jim Brown, All-American in lacrosse. And CY, 6'2", 235, 240, fast as all get out. And you see why he is as good as he was. And Garfield running back, second down and long.
Well, Jim Brown was from that Savannah area.
And, excuse me, sorry about that. That was Sham Bolar with pickup for the Bulldogs. So it'll be third and let's see where they spot the ball. The flag, late flag coming down.
Holding offense.
So a hold on the Bulldogs. That's coming back. But, yeah, Jim Brown, my dad used to tell me. So I, after the fact, saw Jim Brown highlights. I was really too young. But my dad said, Ricky, he said, the defense would know where they're going. And when Jim Brown got pissed, he would come up and say, yeah, we're running right there. Yeah. And then they still couldn't stop him.
Here I come.
Come on, man.
Rick,
he was a beat. And here's the thing about Jim Brown and the other player I'm going to say, who I think, in my opinion, probably the two greatest running backs, arguably, in the history of football. But Jim Brown, at 29, after leading the league, I believe, in yards and touchdowns, said, I'm done.
Yes.
And he was one of the men, and my brother David Dupree, who was the first African-American journalist hired by the Wall Street Journal and long career with USA Today, Washington Post, USA Today, said that, Jim Brown was, I mean, you talk about a principled guy, and, those guys, I mean, Brown, Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, all those guys, man, they Kareem or Lou Alcindor back then, Kareem, they stood for social justice. And you look at what Tommy Smith and John Carlos, and the long pass incomplete, and Garfield looking for Mitchell looking for the penalty, nothing there. But those guys stood for something, Edwin, and I mean they fought. They were fighting for equal rights. And you look at again what Tommy. I'm forgetting, it'll come back to me, the Australian sprinter who was placed second in the 200 stood there with them, and he was ostracized because he stood there with them.
Yeah.
And they told him what they were going to do, and he stood there with them. But why am I forgetting? I gotta look it up. I'll come back. But an interesting story about him. But all of these guys, man, they're more than just athletes, and they knew they had a platform, and they fought for social justice and what have you, and against oppression. But Jim Brown, getting back to just the athletes and how good they were, Jim Brown was unstoppable, you know?
Well, you had to see him at Syracuse.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
You had to see him. It was amazing.
A man among boys, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, it was crazy. The other guy I was going to say that in my opinion, at that level, and you know who it was going to be, Barry Sanders.
Oh, that just seeing that was unbelievable.
Ooh.
As an offensive guard, I'm coming off the field. I'm not going to sit down.
Right.
I'm going to stand up here
because you want to see. Yeah, Barry Sanders, man. So young people, again, you know, all the names we threw out there for you to take a look at, but you know, Google or do a YouTube search, Jim Brown highlights, Barry Sanders highlights. I mean, great ones, all the ones we've mentioned, but man, I'll tell you what, those two. And I think, and again, Barry Sanders, like Jim Brown, up in at what 29, 30, whatever it was.
Ain't had a whole lot to say.
Yeah, I know that's how it was. He called it quits, and you know, just was a phenomenal running back. But I mean, he wasn't looking for all the limelight and all that stuff. He just got the job done. I mean, he could stop on a dime.
Start on a dime.
Yeah, man. I mean, he just was. He made guys look silly. He had you spinning around different ways. I mean, I remember seeing him. Barry Sanders, a few years younger than I am, and this kid out of Oklahoma State. And then I saw him, and I was like, my goodness, who is that?
Yes.
He was he was incredible. So young people, again. I mean, like I said, locally, you know, Eric Metcalf, look up his dad, Terry Metcalf, do a YouTube search on those guys. Earl Campbell, a guy whose thighs were as big as I am.
Big as his waist.
And, Rainier Beach, and the pass, and that's going to be a touchdown pass to a man to put his shoulder down. I'm sorry, we're sitting here telling stories, and we got a game we need to be calling. Let me see the number of the receiver there. He's going to take it in for a 33-yard touchdown. So 33-yard catch and run.
Number 16?
16 is the QB, I believe, Micah Eli Manise. And it's got to be related to Jerry Manise and the Manise family, I believe. The Manise is a very unique name. The extra point is no good. So with that touchdown, Rainier Beach taking a 44-8, a commanding 44-8 lead here in the fourth quarter. Excuse me, like I said, I apologize for my sniffing here and drinking this tea on the back end. But you know how that is. But yeah, Ed, when I was saying, go to YouTube and look up those guys. A couple other guys that just were phenomenal. Joe Washington, at Oklahoma, number 24, and again, I'm talking, you all can look and now I mean, today you got, two guys who on different teams now. Derrick Henry in Baltimore and Saquon Barkley in Philadelphia. Phenomenal running backs and what have you, and there are others that I'm leaving out of today. But I'm talking about these guys. You look at some of the highlights. You again, young people, go to YouTube, take a look at some of these guys, and you're going to be amazed at what they were able to do on the football field. Just incredible.
Consistently, week to week.
Yeah. Man, it was. I loved Oklahoma. Oklahoma had the option. They ran that option, man, and they were unstoppable. And then you look at some of their quarterbacks, man, and the quarterbacks were, the better runners than some of the running backs they had. Shoot, come on, man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So those were incredible, athletes. But
Oklahoma had a guard that was unique, Greg Roberts.
Yes, I remember Greg Roberts, big boy. Yeah.
Hey, man, that was my guy.
That was so.
He made me think and believe that I can play guard.
Yes. And play guard you did.
Yes, I did.
So as we approach the second game, which is actually tentatively scheduled for 7:45. We do want to report here at Rainier Avenue Radio to some technical difficulties. We'll be unable to cover that game for you, unfortunately. However, you'll see we'll be both stronger next week as all, and you'll see both of these teams. We'll cover them both next week. Rainier Beach will be facing Seattle Prep in the 5 p.m. game, and then you'll see Garfield at 7:45 next week when they face Roosevelt.
Thank you, Daniel, for that update, and we apologize for that. But, yeah, we've been having some internet issues trying to work all of those out, so bringing you what we can. But stay with us here right now. Rainier Beach leading Garfield 44-8. But, yeah, Edwin, I tell you, man, this game, as physical as it is, a beautiful, game. And I grew up watching a number of the athletes that we have just talked about, and loved playing the game. I started playing as an 8-year-old, 89ers down at Rainier, and Stan Saloy was my head coach, and Ike Banks and the Softly brothers, and just some incredible black men that set an example. Not only were coaching us on the football field, they were teaching us life skills, and teaching us what it was to be a young man.
Oh, Rick, I know. Joe Turner, Ronald Pullins, my Pop Warner coach, Joe Turner, my high school coach, Willie Jeffries, my college coach, and Bill Davis.
Yeah.
Those were the
and to be able to hear him share about his experience and then coaching you and others was such a blessing.
It was just, he much preferred to see you laugh than to see you cry.
Yeah.
And, hey, truly one of my favorite people in all the world.
Yeah, but you talk about the commitment they make to develop young people and just what they put in you. But I'll never forget you talk about as much as that experience for you and what you gained, what you learned. That in the School of Education, they held you to another standard.
Hey, that's South Carolina State. That's what I love about. Oh, got to go up with both hands.
And the pass over the middle was to a Marcus. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It looks like Eli. It looks like Eli Manise. Marcus, a junior, 215-pound junior. Pass over the middle to him, and just a little bit out of his reach. He tried to one-hand it, was not able to bring it in. So that's going to make it second down, 2nd and 10 for Rainier Beach there on the Garfield 38-yard line. Clock stopped, obviously, with that incomplete pass at 8:02. So still some time left on the clock, but Rainier Beach leading it. I think the outcome is imminent. Rainier Beach leading it by a score of 44-8. Yeah. So Manise.
Good protection. Oh.
And the pass goes right through Keontae Rachal. Was not able to pull that in. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Rachal, Rachal.
Tell you what, boy, they're definitely challenging my English class.
Yeah, let me tell you. So the Eli Manise, I believe, they got to be brothers. The quarterback is a sophomore, and then the receiver who the previous play not able to make a connection there, number 17. So they're 16 and 17. Is a junior. Marcus spells it the same way as I spell my son Marcus, Marquess. People like, is that Marquis, Marquez? That's Marcus. Just like Marcus Johnson. That's where I got it from.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so
about a baller.
Eli Manise, rather, looking for a receiver, nothing, tucks it and runs, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down, though. Ball's going to be spotted on about the 32. They got to get down to the 28. So it's going to be 4th and about 4 for the Vikings. And, of course, I mean, your Garfield's 32-yard line. You're going for it. You're not kicking. So clock is moving 7:25 and going. Again, Rainier Beach, if you just joined us, leading Garfield by a score of 44-8. The Bulldogs went on the scoreboard first, but after that it has been all Rainier Beach. And Rainier Beach has just dominated pretty much from start to finish. Snap is on the ground, but and there's going to be a flag. So let's see what the call is here. And again, a couple of reminders here for Rainier Avenue Radio. So I want you to be aware of Rainier Avenue Radio's fentanyl awareness campaign. And a couple of things you should know. Fentanyl, I think most people know, is very powerful, very fast-acting opioid, and it's used, to manage pain. I mean, a lot of people have reported getting hooked on it, why am I drawing a blank on the oxycodone? And but legally, regulated legally, it is used in medical settings for pain. But illegally, it is used to lace in other drugs and as a street drug, often sold as a fake prescription. So again, the Rainier Avenue Radio fentanyl awareness campaign, just trying to make people more aware and to be safe, Edwin, and to make sure that if something is unwrapped, if it's not from a doctor, if it's not from a certified pharmacy, don't take it. Man, I mean, that's just, let's just be careful. Fentanyl, I didn't know this. Fentanyl, I knew it was powerful. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin.
Yes.
Street names from Skittles, which, you Marshawn Lynch, I was a Skittles guy. I liked Skittles to Perks to 30s or M30s. And, some teens are taking it knowingly, many are taking it accidentally, and many accidental overdoses.
Yes.
So just be careful and pay attention to Rainier Avenue Radio as we are embarking on this fentanyl awareness campaign. Because again, the more knowledge you have, the more the safer you can be. And that is the purpose of this. Rainier Beach, 4th down, and the pass. The receiver is complete. A great pass and catch. To mark it, so spot the ball. So a great pass and catch for the Vikings. 6:36 left on the clock, and they're going to have the ball first and goal. Let's see. I think they're marking it at the. Actually looks like the 7-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Edwin, also want to remind our listeners that we've got a really cool thing coming up here called the Columbia City Haunted Theater.
No, thank you.
It was no thanks.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's like Richard and I can't read or use from that blank word is crazy, but the throw in the end zone, touchdown to Rainier Beach, a 6-yard pass and catch. And, man, that was a great, we talk about high pointing it, and that receiver went up and got the ball. So Rainier Beach on the scoreboard again, and, boy, they are just still 6:07 left to play.
Yep. 50-8.
And they go up 50-8. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is the 40-point mercy rule. So I think from this point forward, it should be a running
clock.
Yeah, running clock, nonstop clock. So Rainier Beach going for the old-fashioned 1-point PAT. Snap is good, but now they're going to get up and throw it, and nope, it's not going to be good. So Rainier Beach taking a 50-8 lead, and we'll keep an eye on that clock. It should be a running clock, Edwin, to be merciful to the Bulldogs here. But what I was saying is the Columbia City Haunted Theater, and I think, man, I'm trying to remember how old I was when Richard Pryor's That End Is Crazy came out. Yeah. And there was, he talks about, haunted house and all that, and he said, talk about The Exorcist. He said, if black people, and not using that word, but black people were in that movie, he said, would have lasted about 7 seconds long. He said, as soon as the devil spoke, hello, we saying goodbye. Right? So that's you. He's like, no, I ain't doing no haunted house. But with that said, for those of you that do enjoy Halloween and a good haunted house, the Columbia City Haunted Theater. So on Saturday, October 19th to Saturday, October 26th, from noon until 6 p.m., you can stop by the theater right there on Rainier Avenue, the historic Columbia City Theater, and enjoy that. Or the week of Halloween, Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st from 4 to 7 p.m. So check that out. That should be a lot of fun. Rainier Avenue Radio also looking for volunteers to help staff the Haunted Theater. And so if you are interested, give us a call at 206-290-9685, or just shoot us an email at rainieravenuradio.world@gmail.com, and let us know you're interested in volunteering, and someone will get back to you and get you set up to do that as well. So Edwin, long night here for the Bulldogs. And, it is running clock, so the clock is going. So, again, the mercy rule in Metro Sports, I believe once it comes to a 40-point lead, it will be a running clock from that point forward.
Should end quick.
And it started out as, Garfield was having trouble moving the ball, but their defense forced 3 turnovers. Yes, and they had a pick 6, but the offense just never got uncorked, never got anything going. And they have not been able to put any points on the scoreboard. And kind of I think a broken play there. The backup quarterback, Rudy Caller, the sophomore, went to his right, and there was nobody there. So nothing doing there. So the Bulldogs a loss of about 4 yards on that play. They'll have a 2nd and 14 from the 28-yard line. And Edwin, it's starting to get a little cold out here. I've seen some young people in shorts and what have you, and I'm like, man, yeah.
I'd have pneumonia.
Right. I'm like, well, we from a region where we need a little warmth and heat and sun,
And I got my college football jacket I'm about to put on.
Yes, indeed. And I tried to be cute, coming in with a little jean jacket and what have you. And bro, I'm like, I should have wore something else.
Yes, sir.
Who I'm trying to be cute for? Ain't nobody down here looking at a 62-year-old gray bearded man. Come on, bro. No. All right, so no gain on that play. Garfield actually loss of about a yard. So 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs at their own 27-yard line. 3:55 with the clock ticking. And we appreciate you tuning in and joining us here today for our first game of the 2024 season. Join us next weekend as well. We'll have a doubleheader for you here, right here at Memorial Stadium on Rainier Avenue Radio. Handoff, and running back looking to his left. He's got some carrying a couple of tacklers, and that is number 28 is Jeandre Castillo, and the 9th grader. So Garfield's got a young team here, and yeah, you know, a tough loss here. But I tell you what, they've got a good young squad, and I think a lot to look forward to. A lot of freshmen and sophomores playing.
They are playing with enough get up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that it's going to get better for them.
Yeah, they're not giving up. I love to see that, and we've seen that over the years here of covering high school sports. You know, and these kids, I mean, great sportsmanship and putting in effort from start to finish, and I really like to see that. The punt and deep to receive the punt for the Vikings, and is number 0, and he's got some room on the left side across the midfield. That's Zay Watkins, and Watkins takes it across the midfield to about the 43-yard line. So Zay Watkins had a game here, had a 32-yard pick 6, also a 15-yard TD, and so Zay Watkins has had quite a game here for Rainier Beach tonight.
A lot of these kids came out and put forth a good performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good performance.
But what I'm seeing out of Rainier Beach, I mean, you know, you got a rivalry, and you're going to have a little jawing, what have you. But men, I mean, they could be having a lot more to say here, and you know, and taunting, what have you. They're not doing that. So good sportsmanship. We got a Garfield player down on the field at the 40-yard line, and trainers coming out. So hopefully nothing serious. We'll let you know. And again, looks like a left leg. They're looking at again. Edwin, I mean, our back, or rather the trainer's back is to us, so we can't see. But it looks like, again, kind of probably a cramp, and they're stretching that leg. It is what it looks like from here. Yeah, and the player on the field and walking off with a little assistance, but not much, just a slight limp. So yeah, I think it probably is what it was, just a cramp.
Yeah.
So the clock does stop in a situation like this with an injury. 2:08 left to play here in the ball game. And game went a little bit long. Again, I think with some of these injuries, again, nothing serious, because game number 2 was slated to start at 7:45 and it's 7:52. So clock starts again. Yeah, man, it's cold out here. These young people, I tell you what. They got thicker skin than I do.
I'll tell you what, because I'm getting ready to put my coat on.
I know that's right. And Rainier Beach, and handoff to on the left side, and that I believe is Keontae Rashad. Keontae continue going down. I tell you what, I thought he was out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Takes it all the way down, and I think they're going to spot it. That's about a 35-yard run. They're going to spot it down at the 8-yard line, it looks like. So Keontae Rashad, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, I apologize. But a good run. And now this is a situation, you're leading 50-8. You hope that you get it, you just take a knee.
Yeah.
You don't run it back in. You know, you've made a statement, you've won the game. So Corey Sampson is we'll see. I hope that is the case.
Look like it looks as if they might pitch it.
Right. They're in the gun. So delay a game penalty, and that may have been intentional because the clock continues to run. So that could be the last play. We're at 45 seconds. So let's see.
The cheerleader's making enough noise.
Backs it up. 35 to go. They're going to have one more play here. It looks like. The snap, the handoff. Quarterback keeps it, fake handoff. And he's going to run in, takes a shot. He's going to get down to about the 2-yard line.
Okay, this is what you call rubbing it in.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you hope they don't, but so player down.
Flag down.
Let's keep the clock going. 8 and 7, and it's going to stop at 7 seconds. All right, so again, wrapping up coverage of the first game of the season here by Rainier Avenue Radio. Both teams came into the game with 1 win, 2 losses, walk out even in their record at 2-2. They'll walk away. Yeah, the clock is running. So that's going to be it with the 50-8 win. So that's going to be the ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. A player down. The trainers attending to him. And again, like most of the injuries we've seen here tonight have been cramps, nothing major, which is what you hope is the case here.
Yeah.
But that's going to wrap it up. And wise decision by the officials to just run the clock out.
Let it go.
So Rainier Beach is going to walk away with a final, winning it 50-8. And it's going to wrap up our coverage here at Memorial Stadium. Join us next week for a doubleheader right here on Rainier Avenue Radio at Memorial Stadium. Daniel, any parting words, anything our listeners need to know before we call it a night? Oh, and you know what? Hold up. They just reset the clock to 10 seconds, so we may not be done yet.
Oh, boy.
So we shall see.
But why?
I know. Why? No. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I think because officially, if there's an injury, a player down, the clock does stop. So presumably, what will happen is once the player comes off the field, they'll restart the clock and the game will be over. But we'll see. So it looks like they're helping the player up and trying to get an eye on. And this looks like it might be kind of holding an arm or elbow. Yeah, I think it is.
Holding the elbow.
Yeah, so again, hopefully nothing serious, walking off on his own power. So I think once he comes off, if I'm not mistaken, Pat McCarthy, the director of Metro League Athletics, is on the field, and I think probably let the referee, the officials know, and calling the Garfield players back on the field. So they'll either run one more play or just run the clock out here. I don't know at what point. They may have to snap it, Edwin. They may not be able to run the clock because of the
start the clock.
Yeah, so I think they're going to have to snap it and do one more play. So now they've started the clock again. I stand corrected. Yeah. So they don't have to run the play, and Rainier Beach, I don't think they're going to snap it. 2-1, and that is the ball game. Okay, so now that is official. The final here, Rainier Beach over Garfield, 50-8. And thank you for joining us for our first game of the 2024 season. Join us next Friday for a doubleheader right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm Rick Dupree for Edwin Bailey, for Daniel B., and the whole crew from Rainier Avenue Radio. Appreciate you joining us. Hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we'll be back next week right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Yep.